Welcome back to Midwest Championship Series. We got more Challenger action for you tonight. It's a Friday night, and I'm ready for some Rocket League. And of course, alongside me is Ari Arts. And what are you thinking about this Bemidji and Jungle squad, but game as well?
I think it's going to be really interesting. I haven't really seen either of these teams play, so it'll be really good to see how they play. In Bemidji, I mean, they're at the top of the Challenger rankings right now, currently undefeated. Maybe that changes tonight. Maybe we see them topple the first match of the day, undefeated team going down. But I mean, you never know.
That is true. You never know. And we do have everyone in the lobby. Apologies for being just a little bit late. Just about 15 minutes behind schedule. But hey, it's not a MCS stream or a Rocket League stream for that matter if that doesn't happen. And of course, we got the action right here for you right now.
Yeah, right off the bat. Lumberjacks already with pressure, but quickly cleared away. Only to the midfield. Bob there, keeping it in. Popping it middle, maybe a scoring opportunity here. Randy can't quite get to it. ISO takes a good 50. Not a lot of boost. Continues on. Bob without much boost himself. Trying to center, not quite finding anything. And yeah, I always refer to this stage and maybe he's poking, prodding. Maybe DeCarlo air dribbles it downfield for a goal, but not quite. And yeah, you see teams kind of just taking one-touch plays, trying to upfield pass, trying to demo, just kind of get an easy goal off the bat, kind of ease into the series a bit. Aside from DeCarlo almost throwing the air dribble so far. Hasn't been super action-packed, but usually that's how game one goes. You're just testing out, see how the other team feels to play against, testing their offense, testing their defense. And I mean, right off the bat, though, Lumberjacks have been kind of setting up in Jungle's half for the most part.
As you say that, Big Randy, I don't know if I'm going to call him Big Randy or Captain Cat. I'm not sure which name is better, to be honest, but I guess for now I'll call him Big Randy. He's going to send that one forward. Back in the corner now for Bemidji. Over to Bob. Has a chance to break out. Immediately challenged by DeCarlo now. Up for the second touch. Can't get it. Double touch the other way. And actually a pinch and a miss from ISO. He's on the back line. Zero boost. Big Randy going for the 50. For Bemidji once again, immediately going for the bump. And I can see exactly what you mean. That possession is right there. Bob for the shot. It's saved away. Big Randy for the follow-up. It's off the crossbar and down. I thought maybe he missed, but it's in.
Yeah, that was a bit scary. I had to hold my breath for that one, especially considering how completely wide open the net was. But, just in case the defender magically got back to that, I don't really think they had a chance to save it. But regardless, a goal's a goal. 1-0 for Lumberjacks, but still a lot of time left for Jungle. So maybe try to start something on the kickoff here. Lose it to DeCarlo, who has it off the ceiling. Can't quite hold on to it. Vice is there to collect on the ground, blocked away by Randy. Goes out to the sidewall. Eli's the first on it. Only can get it as far as Uncle Stein, who gets it away. Doesn't have a lot of boost, but he's able to get another touch on this. DeCarlo decides to play it slow. I really like that. Gets there on one. A lot of space created. Has the boost. Has a teammate on his side. Not quite finding anything from it. ISO chucks it to the corner. Maybe a shot here. Doesn't have the funds to put it away almost. And no one there to follow, but Jungle looking to try to get one back after that goal.
Yeah, pressing for that goal. Looking for another one. Big miss from Uncle Stan in the midfield. We'll give the ball back to Jungle. DeCarlo. No connection on the second touch, actually. Just leaves it for ISO. No second touch for him either. Back to Bob for the clear. Big Randy up fast. Can the defense deal with this one? DeCarlo over to the corner once again. ISO back to the defense. I like that play to get the transition out. Bob up to the ceiling. No second touch for him either. That's the biggest problem for both of these teams, is they get a good touch forward. Maybe a pass. That's a shot from Uncle Stan off target, but they can't get that second touch that really sets them up for success.
Yeah, and I mean, if they get that second touch, sometimes something changed, but, it's a what if, and you can only grasp at straws for so long. But regardless, 1-0 game. Still, Jungle looking for this goal. They might have it here. Eli with the shot. Bob cannot get to it, and they will find the game-tying goal off of a nice clear from DeCarlo. Eli was just quick on the follow.
And that clear from DeCarlo just looks so innocent with the placement of those Jungle players. For Bemidji. The placement of their players on defense was not enough to keep that out. And they're going to have to watch that in the future. Jungle are on the prowl now. Looking for that monster. Over to DeCarlo now. Big pass to Eli. It's saved away. That shot went directly down the middle of the goal. Back to Bob. No boost. Over to the corner, though. Big Randy will collect. Over to the middle. Can they get one through? It's there. It's awkward. The defense was out of touch, and Uncle Stan scores.
That was a bit awkward in the corner. ISO just kind of caught with low boost. Maybe a miscomm there. But regardless, I thought that was about to be a huge counterattack for Jungle. Their Lumberjacks' last man was really far out. Kind of low boost as well. If they got a clear there, most certainly they would have at least pressure off of it. But Eli trying to look to get one back. They have a little under a minute and a half left. More than enough time, especially when DeCarlo's on the ball. Flicks it high. Open space on the backboard. Uncle Stan can't read it. Eli shot just off target. Big Randy with a huge flick over. Numbers advantage. Now Bob hunting. DeCarlo awkward, but it's saved away by Eli. All of Jungle right now, except for ISO, are 0 boost. But they do clear it out. Passes. Worked earlier. Might work again. Off the ceiling. Not quite finding anything, but they keep it in. Another one off the ceiling. Eli there for the shot. Bob to meet it. Minute left, and it's just a scramble for Lumberjacks to hold on to this lead and for Jungle to get their tie game back.
That ball control from Big Randy earlier in the game, it's going to be dangerous. Jungle will have to watch out for that aspect of that play, and getting demoed there is one of the Bemidji players. It was Uncle Stan. Big 50. He line out to the side, trying to keep that possession. They have about 30 seconds to get that goal back and try to tie this one up in game 1. Eli up for this one. Flip reset possibility. Pass one. Over only one to contend with. Gets the demo through, but Uncle Stan to save the day, and they get it out.
If I'm Jungle there, 20 seconds left, you need a goal. Have someone just be up close just to secure that if the 50 gets killed or there's a demo. You have pretty much nothing to lose, but maybe they get one here. It's a 3v1. The defender's forced to make a save, and that placement from Eli, although it doesn't get past the defender, he shot it to the backside of Uncle Stein. He can't really get any good direction change on that. Leaves it in front of the goal line. Now Jungle, can they hold on for 7 seconds? Will Lumberjacks concede, or will they even get one back here? Kickoff is huge. They lose it on purpose again to Eli. Controls, taking his time. Doesn't want to have any nonsense. Flip reset over 2. It goes down the field. There's 2 players that commit, and there's an open net if anyone can get to it. No one has boost, and we go to overtime in game 1.
This was such an avoidable situation for Bemidji. But that save was so hard. When it gets shot directly at you, it may seem easier, but it's not. It's really not to save that away. Now they have an overtime to contend with. Downfield from Eli. Uncle Stan to the corner. Big Randy getting pressured by Eli as well. That's making it easier for DeCarlo. That shot off target. ISO to follow up. That actually missed. It looked like it hit. Over to the middle now. Over for Bob. He has to keep this one to the side so the Jungle get no possession on it. Another double commit. Eli to the middle. Is anybody there for the bump? ISO there in the left corner on the bottom. And 32 seconds in, they'll steal this game away.
That's a good communication there. DeCarlo looked like he was getting harassed. ISO saw that, cuts off. And if he doesn't do that, that shot does not follow its way through. But it does. He makes the right decision. Now Jungle up 1-0 off of what felt like Lumberjacks taking the initiative in the series. And like what you said, an avoidable overtime. Now led into them losing off of a nice team play, sustained pressure in the corner. And yeah, I mean, like what you said, I mean, the goal was avoidable. But, I mean, can't really beat yourself up too much over that. It's not like you got blown out the water or anything.
This is a interesting situation for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. And you know why? It's because they're 6-1 in games in the last 2 series that they played. The last 2 series, they've dropped 1 game. Other than that, they swept 1 series and won 3-1 in the other. And to drop a game 1 in that kind of fashion, it's going to be kind of an interesting situation for them, and we'll have to see if they can bounce back in game 2. They have the firepower to do it. I talked about Big Randy. His ball control has been on point today already, but they need to, get up that defense, harden it up a little bit, and go into game 2.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's just Lumberjacks. I mean, they probably had a scrim beforehand. Most teams do, but I mean, this is the first official match of the day. They don't really have that much warm-up, and ISO's not letting them have any time to breathe and recuperate as a team. All 3 players in the Jungle just setting up camp on that goal line in the middle of the box, and Lumberjacks unable to do a single thing about it.
And that pass from DeCarlo as well, just backflips. It goes perfectly to his teammate. Another perfect pass across the goal. and the other teammate for jungle is there to meet it and shoot it on goal and score it as well. I mean, that's just a perfect play all around. That's what jungle needs to do to beat Bemidji here. They do not have the results, unlike Bemidji in their last 2 series. They could prove the haters wrong in this one. About 30 seconds in, Bob shot on target. Great save away from DeCarlo. They do keep it out. Big Randy to the middle. Anybody there to clear, it'll be ISO.
But it only goes as far as the defender, but the back pass keeps the possession alive. Uncle Stein smelled that play out, though. Just chases it back downfield, not letting them have a free touch. Forced to take a 50, but still trying to make forward progress on the field. And the Lumberjacks right now feels like they kind of kicked it up a gear with their challenges. They're being a lot more quick on some of these. They're just not letting jungle control that ball because... although, yeah, I agree that Big Randy, I know him as Captuna Cap, but yeah, he's always had good ball control, but so does Eli and DeCarlo as well. It just seems that whenever jungle are given space for a clear, for a possession, they make the most of it, but making the most of it, there's Lumberjacks.
Jungle has been on point in their passing already. They've shown it in this game. They've shown it in last game. But when they give too much space to Bemidji, they will take their chances. They cannot underestimate this opponent. And with their results for Bemidji, why would you? I mean, seriously, Uncle Stan will nestle that into the bottom right corner. And they get that one back. We'll tie this one up again. Eli for the second shot. What a play. Up, down to the ground, past another player, and into the goal.
You don't really see that one often. Usually people don't even think to use the ground as a surface, but if you've ever had that scored on, and as Lumberjacks have scored on them there. Sorry, I can't talk, even though it's my job. It's really awkward to defend. You expect it to go kind of at your net, at forward, but they spike it straight down, and if you're not sitting right under the play, it's really hard to defend. And Randy, speaking of defending, beautiful save there. Keeps the game within arm's reach with 3 minutes left to go, only a 1-goal game.
The ceiling now. DeCarlo was bumped. ISO double tap across his goal. That's awkward. Big Randy to try and put it through. Eli will, get himself back a little bit with that save. Another 50 out across for Big Randy. Jungle still with the lead. Uncle Stan, another shot on target. Eli so low on boost. ISO will have to collect. Again off the corner. Bob missed from him. Uncle Stan, the third man, will have to retreat, and Bemidji doing some defense now.
Yeah, but the bump threat comes through. Almost a goal off of it, actually. Eli towards the corner, can't find much. Down it off the field. DeCarlo keeps it alive. It's dangerous in the middle. 2 players on Bemidji go. One makes contact. That's all that matters. Just in the corner. It buys some time, but only so much. The pass comes through. Eli decides to keep the play alive. I love that play, not to shoot it, but won't result in much. They still have not gotten this ball out of their half. Still being threatened in the corner. Just can't find the final shot, but they don't really need to as long as they keep up this control. They're up by a goal. But Bob towards net, trying to find some spark for his team. There's a demo. A shot comes through, but it's just tapped towards DeCarlo's going to catch that one easily. Gets Bob to bite on that low 50. Randy, though, towards the backboard. Eli there to cut it off. Lumberjacks showing some signs of life here, but it's quickly cleared away by DeCarlo, and Jungle go right back to being on offense again.
Jungle have learned from last game. They're not giving Bemidji the space that they had. They're getting those touches on point. And you can see that. They're making sure they always have someone back on defense. Eli will just cut that out. We'll go back to Big Randy, though. Flick past one. Over in the corner for the Jungle. ISO miss from him. Shot on target from Uncle Stan. Saved away by Eli once again. Over the middle. Bob there to meet it. Back the other way. Big Randy 0 boost. Will pick up the big pad. Back to ISO, though, off the ceiling. No touch for him. Over to Eli to control. I like the slow play from him. Gets bumped away. Big Randy to clear. But immediately turns around on it is Eli. And there for the backboard read is Bob, thankfully for Bemidji. But they have 1 minute left to get this goal back.
You wouldn't think that Lumberjacks are what you said, 6-1 in games. With what's happening right now, they're about to go. I'm not trying to speak too soon. I'm not trying to curse Jungle, but I mean, if this goes the way the match is going, Jungle feels like they've been just on the ball more than Bemidji have. Bemidji, it seems like the best they can do in most plays is just get a one-touch play downfield. Maybe that works here, but Eli has the heads up to realize that that's a threat towards his net, gets back just in time for it. Huge clear down the field, gets over Bob DeCarlo towards net, goes to the backboard. Eli I don't know how you're supposed to do against that pinch, but maybe Bemidji can turn it around. It's scary in front of net. Cat stays in the air with every single last boost he possibly had, and it just gets hit right back into his car. Eli not getting the touch he wants, and Bemidji will take that tie game. 18 seconds left.
What a play to tie this one up with 18 seconds. They've given themselves a chance to tie up this series, and they really needed it. But for them, you know, I feel like they came out strong. They really came out with something to prove for Bemidji. But Jungle have figured it out. But 5 seconds left in game 2 for regulation time. They might be able to finish it right here. Big Randy with the ball. That's saved away by DeCarlo. Will touch the ground. In overtime we go.
Had to hold my breath there. You see Captunica under the ball. With 0 seconds. It's a pretty scary situation to be in, but the defender not getting scared, stay composed on the goal line. Maybe they get one here. It's an opportunity, but DeCarlo can't get there in time. Randy able to take the 50, now down back the other end. Only goes as far as ISO. Doesn't really have the boost to follow it up. It lands in the hands of Bob. That's awkward out the backboard. Can't find the shot. It was open if he had it. Another one towards the backboard. That doesn't follow it's in. That one will go in. Finally, shot after shot after shot. They bait out the entire defense and take away a must-win game 2.
That double commit will cost them. DeCarlo flipping wildly. Not much boost to work with either. 26 seconds in. Bemidji will capitalize, and that's what they needed to do, because they needed to make Jungle awkward. Otherwise, Jungle, you know, they'll get that confidence back, especially after those 2 series losses that they had prior to this week. Bemidji are right back in it, and again, I'm talking about Big Randy. 2 goals for his team here, 4 shots. He's going 50%. 2 saves as well. He has 600 points. He's really doing a number on this Jungle team.
I mean, Jungle, though, they're keeping this competitive. 2 overtimes against what looks to be the best team right now in Challenger, and they're what? 1-2, 1-3? Towards the ladder, towards the very bottom of that standing sheet. So the fact that they're taking the number 1 seed into OT, I mean, the exact opposite of game 1. Game 1, Lumberjacks looked more in control throughout the game, and then Jungle kind of came in at the end and took it away from them. But this one, Jungle looked like to have most of the pressure. Lumberjacks actually had a fair bit more shots, but I just felt like Jungle had the ball more. They had someone challenging more. They had someone possessing it more. Someone was... whenever there was a possession play, an air dribble or a ground dribble or something, it was 90% of the time Jungle, and then at the end it got away from them. All rides on this game 3. Whoever goes on this goes on to match point, threatening to put the series away. Maybe it's Jungle, maybe it's Bemidji. So far, there hasn't really been a clear favorite so far in the series.
I really think this is Bemidji's series to take, though. They have the results.
Oh,
they have
no.
the goals. DeCarlo will put that one in. It was bouncing on the
no.
goal line, but Bob, he'll get the credit for 11 seconds in. Bemidji making a statement.
Yeah, and just an awkward... I have no idea how you're supposed to react to DeCarlo. I mean, it bounces off the post, what, like 2 or 3 times? Just an awkward situation. You have to kind of brush that off and act like it didn't happen, because it's really do or die in this game. It's so important. Match point on the line. And it would be huge for Jungle to get an extra game cushion if they win this one, to have to threaten Bemidji, who is undefeated so far. As the 14th place team is huge, but they're going to need to fight hard for it. Down a goal already. Still the entire game left to play it, though, almost. And DeCarlo trying to set up something here. Clear downfield. ISO's already up for it towards the backboard. Double tap blocked away by Bob, but they're not quite out of the woods yet. That clear from Uncle Stein might do something, though. Pops out to Big Randy. It's scary. Fakes around 1, but the 50 on the goal line keeps it out. Eli clear downfield. Jungle looking to get back that goal that they had, but they're going to need to get it out their own half first.
These clears just have not been on par for Jungle. They're not clearing it far enough. This is an exception for them. Will be pinched all the way back in their half. Big Randy put a shot on target, and it is a 2v3 right now for Jungle. Eli getting his way back into the match now, but for a minute there was a 2v3, and Bemidji, they're just getting the ball back in the midfield. They're bossing the midfield like nobody else. That shot away from Bob was off target. Eli now has a chance for the 1v1. Big Randy barely picked up the boost. ISO will take over. Big flick to the left, and they have a goal back.
Usually you see that happen for a demo to come out in front, but I love that play to use ISO so unreadable. For the Lumberjacks defense, and there was a connection issue on that play from Eli, but they still come away with the goal. I don't think they're going to complain about it. Yeah, it's a tied game now. Still a lot of time left. Eli, only one back, gets the psycho touch, but it doesn't kick out of the woods. Bob was sitting there just waiting for it to come back down. And such an unfortunate play from Eli there. Bob just had the vision to see that happening, I guess, ready for it, and no one else on jungle was.
You hit the nail on the head right there, Ari. They're just in the half. They're ready for whatever happens, and unfortunately for jungle, their touches at some points have not been on point. They have not gone where they needed to go. That's a prime example right there. Eli will try to get one back, but will be warded away by the defense of Bemidji. Now Uncle Stan trying to harass those defenders. Bob quick in pursuit. Over to the other side, Uncle Stan with the stealing of the boost as well. Big Randy full boost as well. Bemidji are just, gobbling all the boost up. Jungle have nothing left.
Maybe they have just enough left for this play. Eli, full tank of boost, but he's just getting swarmed up by players right now. Can only do so much. DeCarlo has absolutely nothing. Still able to take a 50. Eli takes down the boost. Air dribble 1v1. Flip reset towards the bottom right corner. Uncle Stan holds his ground and keeps that out. Huge momentum goal if they do get it, but regardless, still just under half the game left. Any more opportunities for jungle, but it's going to be really rough with touches like that. And like you said, the clears just aren't there. That one was a lot more self-inflicted. They weren't really getting pressured by Bemidji that much. It was just whiffs and missed touches, and I feel like with the way that Bemidji are playing, they're playing really fast, really reckless. But it's making jungle panic. It's making jungle really awkward. They're not really able to stay grounded or position where they want to. And in order to kind of counteract that, you need to get these big booming clears that threaten a shot and force the defense to have to respect and not push up too far. That's a beautifully placed shot by Eli, but who else but Captuna can't to be in the net to save that one. He's been huge for Lumberjacks so far in this series and shows up once again.
What a save from Capsuna Cat. Big Randy. Either one, I don't know.
Either one.
What a save either way. I mean, that was absolutely fabulous. Probably a lot of those shots are going to go in, but he saves that one away, and that's just, great for him. Bob will put another one in. Again, that defense is coming back to bite jungle. They got that 50, but it's cleared all the way back. Eli tried to get a touch, but it was so awkward.
Yeah, and you already said it. Just the defense. I feel like if they just have someone ready to have those booming high clears downfield, Lumberjacks can't set up shop. They can maybe swarm and steal boost, but they won't do anything if they don't really have the ball in the offensive half. They kind of need to have that offensive pressure. And jungle just haven't been very good at relieving it, but there's still time left. 1v2 doesn't really go the way the Lumberjacks. ISO playing patiently, ready for it. Misses the ball, though. That's going to let Bemidji stay in this play for a lot longer than they should have. It's dangerous out in the middle. Eli, no boost. Stretches out as far as he could to take that 50. DeCarlo not quite getting the touch that he wants. And again, another missed clear coming out from jungle. And then it'll result in another goal from Bob. Snipes the top right corner.
Staying in the play is exactly what allows Bemidji to have this kind of domination on the ball. That bump was spectacular from Big Randy. 0 boost in the tank, but goes for the physical play. Just absolutely booms the defender away from any chance on the ball. And it's the way that the jungle are playing that's allowing Bemidji to do this. Those hits don't come in. I already talked about the defense, but it's even just how far they're clearing it away, or even the touches that they get. They're allowing Bemidji to have those half rotations, get back in the play quickly, or even maintain the play at certain points. And they're scoring goal after goal. It's a 4-1 lead now, when both previous games were so close. And now 10 seconds possibly for jungle to get one for the road. Miss from ISO, back for Big Randy over to the corner in jungle. How much boost over to Bob? Might just be another one, and we'll be grazing off the post. And that will be a Bemidji win when, like I said, the other ones were so tight.
Yeah, kind of a pull-away game. Not just in the score of the game, but the series.
Bob went off. Bob went off.
He did. He dropped almost 800 points, had 4 goals. I didn't notice. I wasn't checking the scoreboard as much this game, but beautiful shooting percentage too. Shooting very, very high percent. Usually a 30 or 40%. It's pretty solid. He's shooting above 60, I think. My math isn't really the best, but it's really high regardless.
Right.
Really holding together that Lumberjacks offense. And I mean, anyone who's played in six-mans or against Bob at all in any capacity knows how much of a menace he is off the ball. And I think that element in combination with the fact that Jungle aren't really punishing the overcommits from Lumberjacks means that Bob can just roam free and do whatever the hell he wants, quite frankly, in Jungle's half. And it's absolutely killing them. It's not over yet, though. They still have this game and maybe Champions Field if we can even get there. But if they're not getting those clears, Tibbles, it might just be lights out for them.
That's what gets me, though. It wasn't even Bob doing the dirty work off the ball and getting those plays, to a shootable position. It was his teammates. Big Randy did it again there, and Bob will finish off. That's 5 goals in the last 2 games, and this one just started. But, the big kickoff, 20 seconds in now. Need to see if Jungle can come back on this. Remember, this is match point for Bemidji. Jungle will have to take Game 4 and Game 5, take the series over to Uncle Stan. Now downfield, and Jungle will have to start from defense.
Yeah. And already down a goal in this do-or-die game. Not where you want to be, but you don't really have a choice. Eli trying to make most of the situation with the low boost he has. Does get it around 1. Bob 50, pass back the other way, but Uncle Stein read it. DeCarlo getting bumped off that ball. That was a really dangerous spot for Bemidji if they didn't get it. Now numbers advantage the other way. And just I mean, Camp Tunica, just absolute menace. Usually you dodge the demo. Jumping here is a good idea, but absolutely bullies Eli in the back line. 2 goals up already with 4 minutes left to play.
And that statement earlier when they started off the game scoring, I think it was about 6 seconds in Game 3. That was a statement that is holding truth. It's not one that was a flash in the pan. They've been proving it, and they've been strutting this stuff here in Game 4. They're trying to do it again. Big Randy swerving on that one. Won't scoop it up. Over on the shot as well. Will be off target. Now a chance for ISO and Eli to get one. Pass over the middle. I like the idea, but it is behind him, and Big Randy will collect once again.
Yeah, but only for so long. The bump play coming out this time for Jungle. As they're able to get him off the ball. Go down the other way, though, and it's open. Bob finding a huge hole in the defense. I thought Jungle were about to build an offensive attack. Eli goes missing, and ISO really anticipating that touch, pushes up really far into the play. No one's back for that. That's not one you want to be giving up when you're trying to find a way back into the series.
It's the age-old problem. Do you push up to try and get more goals, or stay a more balanced formation so that, you can try and defend as well? And that's the problem when you miss the ball. Your teammates are expecting you to hit that, and then it's an easy goal on the other side for Bemidji, and now once again you're staring down a 3 goal deficit, similar to last game, and that's not a good look. They still have plenty of time to do it, to get back, and that's the good news for them, but will take a lot of work to do it. ISO up for this one. Maybe drop that one down. Big Randy again there for the save. Uncle Stan helping him out, but forced double commit coming out. Big Randy 50. Another demo coming through. That could have been their chance. Another demo back in the midfield. ISO past 1. What can he do here? Had no boost over. The follow-up, though, there for DeCarlo, and Jungle showing signs of life.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Signs of life. They finally find a goal in what felt like just a suffocating place to be in, but that'll give them some room to breathe there. Little over half the game left, more than enough time to put away 2 goals, but they're gonna need to be able to replicate it, and not with that. That is not what you need if you are the Jungle.
Yeah, that 3-goal lead is right back. Big Randy is going to say thank you very much. I wanted to be on the score sheet as well. Bob, you're not getting all the credit on this one. About halftime, and again, they find themselves with a 3-goal deficit on the Jungle side, and that's going to be hard for them. And it's even harder because, like I said, those last 2 series, did not go well for them. They didn't even go to a game 5, if I'm, remembering correctly. They might have gone to game 5 in one series, but the other one was not close at all. And this is threatening to be a similar story in the last 2 games of this series. But 2 minutes left now for Jungle to prove me wrong. Get back into this one, score some goals, get some energy back. Over the other side for Bob. Big Randy up for this one. DeCarlo does make the touch, but still in their corner.
ISO now has the ball, but doesn't really have any boost to do anything for it. DeCarlo trying to calm off the ball. Not quite good in communication. Does get the boost, though, but they're going to need a lot more on the offensive and defensive end, quite frankly, to be able to do anything against Bemidji, and numbers advantage right back the other way. Is it too late for Jungle? Do you think they have a hope? I mean, with a play like that, that's really rough.
You gotta always have hope. As a competitor, you gotta always have hope. And of course, it's gonna be hard. In situations like these, it's hard. It's not easy to get back on your wheels and get back into this one. But you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get those wins on the board. And, even though there's 15 series in the regular season besides majors, each one is important. You want those 5 points, so you're going to have to fight for it here. It's definitely possible, but again, it's going to take a lot of work. ISO, that starts with him. Over to Carlo now, up from the ceiling. Doesn't get a touch, but it's just pinched backwards. Awkward for them. Back to the middle. Big Randy and Bob are there just waiting for the ball to come back, and that would have been in if not for the save by ISO there.
That's a bit scary if you're Jungle. Each second is so much more time left where they don't have time to score. 4 goals is a mountain to climb right now at the amount of time they have left. They're going to need one pretty soon if they're going to have any hope. And with Bemidji having full control of this play right now, it looks just so hard for Jungle to even get one more right now. That huge clear back down the other way, all the way in the corner. Eli can't quite get more than one touch. Big Randy the backboard. Uncle Stein able to get much more, but they don't really need to. Again, 4 goals, and Jungle still haven't even gotten one yet. 30 seconds, even more time ticking down. ISO, maybe a hope here. Randy's back. Eli, maybe one more chance at the net, and it's blocked away. 20 seconds left with 4 goals. I mean, it's all but over now.
Pretty much all but over.
Oh.
And I was right. They did not go to a game 5. They lost in game 4 in both series last week, and unfortunately for them, it'd be a similar story here. Uncle Stan rubbing sand in the wound, throwing sand in the eyes. 4 seconds left. That's a 6-1 lead.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Jungle's goal is not to get Brazil. Maybe Bemidji want to play for it, but I mean, regardless, the series as a whole, the first 2 games went to overtime. They were pretty close. And then in the deciding game of match point, Bemidji kind of ran away with it at the end, and they kind of just carried that throughout the next game, and it just didn't really... Jungle couldn't just find a way back. As soon as Lumberjacks found their stride, Jungle were just completely helpless. They didn't really adapt. They didn't try to do anything differently, and they were just looking lost ever since that game 3.
Like I said, I don't want to say it's a fluke, the win that Jungle had, but I think that it was an awkward challenge that they were trying to defend, and then they got beat in overtime, and it happens, right? You were saying that Jungle looked really good because they're making it close, but that kind of stuff happens, and what gets me is that this Bemidji team, first I was complimenting Big Randy, right? And then Bob lays down 800 points, 4 goals. And then if you saw Uncle Stan score at the end of game 4, he had a hat trick and was top of the scoreboard as well. They took turns being the best on their team, being the catalyst, making stuff happen, getting those plays, getting those goals, and getting the win for the team. And that's the best kind of win you could ask for.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really call it a fluke from the Jungle either, because the game 1 also went to overtime. Yeah, and they did win that. Game 2 also went to overtime. They were actually in the lead for about most of that game up until the last, 20 seconds? And they got scored on. So maybe Jungle, you could have even argued gotten 2 wins, but it wouldn't have mattered because Bemidji was going to win those 3 in a row like that either way. Especially, they just had such a big momentum swing, I think, after the overtime win. And you could see
Right.
that in Game 3 with the scoreline compared to the other two games. I think, as Bemidji got warmed up, like I said, first match of the day, it's on stream. Maybe you're a little shaky, but once that kind of wore off, they were in their stride, and yeah, like I said, there wasn't really anything Jungle could do about it.
Well, the issue for Jungle is that they're going to have to try and get back on their feet. That was a struggle they had today. Did not happen for them, but they will have to face that at some point because of their losing record. But that will be the first series for you. And next up, we actually have the Mankato Atlas and the Bloomington Maulers, and that'll be up in just a few minutes, so stay with us.
Now we're both at a bar, acting like it's not hard, trying to feel something different. Talk to somebody new, kinda wish it was you, kinda numb to the feeling. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months and I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Now that you're gone, I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Laying on my floor, thinking about all the things that we've been through. From 24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, 'cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Now
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to MCS Week 3 of Season 9. We've got our second matchup of the night. It's Challenger. We've got the Bloomington Maulers going up against the Mankato Atlas. Joined alongside me here tonight, Mr. Ari Arts for the second time. Appreciate you being here. Who do you got winning this series?
Well, in Rising Star last time there was a reverse sweep and Bloomington was ahead of Mankato, and now Mankato's ahead of Bloomington. Bloomington is ahead of Mankato right now, and if Mankato wins, they'd be ahead of Bloomington. I think, honestly, just because I think it'd be interesting if we had a repeat of last night of Mankato beating Bloomington. So I'm going to go Bloomington, but I don't think it's going to be a reverse sweep. Again, if it is, that'd be insane. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be Mankato in 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of along the same thought process, I think. I just think, looking at these two rosters, I mean, I'm looking at Gatman, and I mean, again, getting Lord always falls to the third round in Challenger, and he always seems to find a good spot. Doesn't matter how many hours he has on the game. he's going to perform well. So we are going to send the players in to the game as we head into game number 1. Both of us think Atlas are going to take this one. We'll have to see it. Bloomington.
I'm having a double take of the rosters. I'm actually going to take Bloomington. I think I had the double take. I forgot. I knew Clash was on Maulers. I forgot it was Schlonkers and Flamethrower. I've not been keeping up with Challengers much this season. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Schlonkers wanted to play with Flamethrower too, because I tried to message Ryuji on draft night, and he's like Schlonkers really wants to play with Flamethrower. So I think that, you know, they're on a team. They wanted to play together. Clash is very open to play with. He's really easy to kind of mesh well. He's really willing to kind of just play however he needs to play with the team. And Schlonkers is Schlonkers. I don't know. It's interesting, and I think that Atlas are definitely going to be a more consistent team. They just have so much experience between those players. It's insane. But I don't know. I think Bloomington can peak higher. I think maybe Flamethrower can score this double tap. Clash is there for the shot, not quite finding it. Touch towards the backboard, maybe a follow, but no one there. No one really have enough boost. Schlonkers towards the midfield. Just off target, but still so much pressure for the Maulers right off the bat.
Yeah, it's looking like the Maulers, I mean, they're moving well on offense, but as we said, that Lord has possession. He's going to take a 50 with 0 boost. Flamethrower all the way back towards Gatman, who gets another touch off of that corner, but it's in an awkward position for the Atlas to deal with, but Gatman's just chilling with 100 boost to work with. Schlonkers now trying to make his way through the corner. Just going to 50 out to Flamethrower. It's going to be a free ball for Gatman as, I mean, it's just constantly back and forth as Flamethrower trying to get up on the end of that 50 from Clash. Unfortunately, not able to reach that one as the Maulers go back on defense finally, as it's kind of been so much back and forth. There hasn't really been any team taking possession just yet. Yeah,
and right now it's Bloomington on the defensive end. Lord trying to get something to go after finding a Gatman. Another challenge falling its way through. Shot comes through. Flamethrower running out of boost, couldn't reach it. The pressure from Atlas staying on that ball gets an amazing 50, and Chips quicken their rotation as third man to be there for it. And they have the first foot planted in the series, you know. Got off on a good start, and sometimes, you know, that has huge effects throughout the series. The team that wins the first, especially in a best of 5, the teams that win the first game is such a good spot to be in, but not quite over yet. Still 3 minutes left. They still have more work to do.
Yeah, really good play to start for their first goal for the Atlas. And, I mean, after all of that chaos that ensued in the first half of this game number 1, it's starting to slow down. And I think that's what both teams want. They prefer the ball to be handled a bit slowly so it can be controlled from both sides. But right now, Clash DA trying to be that wrecking ball on offense. Fortunately, did not matter as their team did not have possession of the ball on that play. Couldn't get the 50 to go through. As Schlonkers now will bump Lord of the way. Clash shot towards the right side. Going to bounce up, which might be good as Clash clears Lord pretty much out of the net. But again, they have the physicality, but there's no one there. They can't keep ball possession for long enough to make those bumps count.
Yeah, and it was like the same. I mean, you saw Bemidji succeed with it last time. They were able to keep the ball in their possession. That one doesn't fall its way in. Oh, Bloomington needed that to tie up the game. That's tragic. There's absolutely nobody in the net. But it doesn't find its way through, and yeah, the bumps aren't going to matter if you don't really have the ball to shoot it with. The ball's in a neutral zone, and you're not demoing anyone that's going for it. You're not really doing anything in the play, but Bloomington off that open net miss have been able to keep pressure. Clash towards the net, gets 2 out, but Lord's there for a follow. Flamethrower towards the net again. It's off target again, and Chips is there to save it. Schlonkers towards the midfield, pass not finding its way through. They're not willing to let this game die, though. A minute left. Still a 1-goal game.
And this is on target. Catman gonna put that one away, and Bloomington playing, honestly, good Rocket League in terms of, you know, the physicality aspect of it. But the quality of the shots, the execution, just not there for them in this game at all. They got super close on the one, but I mean, they concede a second here. And the Atlas, even though playing, mostly defense in this game, they've got a 2-goal lead here with 45 seconds left. Gonna have to see if the Bloomington Maulers can start something on offense as ground pinch goes underneath Chips. Gatman, though, will get one touch as Schlonkers just gonna hit it towards their back line, and that's exactly what Atlas are playing for. A lot of back and forth play. We need to see some more creativity from the Maulers if they want to get through this defense, but I really like what I'm seeing from them in terms of, clearing the net, being annoying for the other team to deal with. We just got to take possession and put some threatening shots on.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially with that open net they had. It's just like you're saying, they're having the opportunities. They're just not executing on them as they should be, and that's why they haven't tied this game up. That's why they're gonna lose it. Game 1 goes to Atlas, but still, I said this earlier, game 1's usually always a feeling out stage. It's a lot more poking and prodding plays, a lot more one-touch kind of passes, bumps, just trying to see what works and what doesn't. Maulers almost found something to work, but at the end of the day, they come up scoreless. Although they did have a huge shot advantage in their favor that game, suddenly able to put away a single goal. That's 10 shots, 0 goals. The execution, the just putting it in the net at the end of the day is what matters. And if they're not doing it, they're not going to get anything out of it. And yeah, I mean, game 2, a really do or die game if you're Bloomington, because if you go down in this one, match point, you got to reverse sweep.
It's so big to not go down 2-0 in a series. It's definitely doable. We've seen reverse sweeps, but it's just the difference between tying the series, and you're able to lose another one, right, and only have to come back from 2, but to lose 2 and then to win 3 straight, just so difficult to do in really any series, no matter what level you're at. So the Maulers, I feel like they just execute a little bit better, or quite a bit better, probably. We could see them compete with this Atlas team for sure. As Lord goes missing there, Schlonkers gonna utilize that backboard, maybe looking central, but 2 players, Clash and Flamethrower, both up for it. Schlonkers just trying to keep it in. Clash from coming across the left side, gonna have 1 touch to keep in. Flamethrower just putting pressure on, as they're kind of doing the same thing. They throw the ball at the net so quick, Chips off of the left post. That one not gonna go through, but they really need to slow down this ball if they want that physicality to count. I mean, these shots that they're just throwing at the net are going to be saved 99% of the time. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Flamethrower to the backboard. Lord, bit awkward. Chip's going to go to the right side, and Schlonker's now going to lose a 50. This is going to be awkward. Flamethrower goes missing, but Clash only had 1 touch there, and, Bloomington right now look a bit awkward. They're sending, got a few double commits here and there, and it just doesn't look like, kind of what we saw from them in game 1 as he gets bumped into that one, and it might be an open net. Gatman back down, but Schlonkers gets a really nice touch.
That was not as easy as Schlonkers made it look. That was a very dangerous spot. If Schlonkers does not read where he's putting that, it's basically a goal for Atlas, but regardless, it's still 0-0, and despite Bloomington's shortcomings on the commits and on the pressure, Atlas have also looked really quiet. They haven't really found anything to go. It's been mostly just off of... They're kind of just relying on Bloomington to mess up, and speaking of Bloomington messing up, Flamethrower's last man just gets caught lacking there and puts right back in the back of his net.
Yep. Just long shot from Chips from that right side, and the Atlas again coming away with the lead, and still the Maulers scoreless through both of these games so far, as half of game 2 has already been completed, but Clash just has a clear, had plenty of time there. Flamethrower is forced to make a save, and that's not, they're not going to be able to keep possession off of that. It's a save, not really a first touch into something more. as Clash has got plenty of time here. Flamethrower waiting on that opposite side for the pass, but it seems like they're positioning upfield for passes and maybe cherry pick like positions. But I mean, we're just banging the ball so quickly everywhere that can't really have a controlled pass, I guess, to each other, as there just needs to be some form of control and slow down of the play. The Maulers want to have a chance to get back into this one, and I mean, it's not that different from the side of the Atlas. Only difference now is that team play, that chemistry working out, as it's an open net for Clash though, and there's the goal that they needed. Their first goal of the series gonna go to Clash, and it's just a wide open net. Great outfield outlet pass from Flamethrower, finds Clash DA to tie up the series, or the game, excuse me.
Maybe it is to tie up the series, though. You never know. It could be. They could come away with this one, maybe in regulation. Minute 30 left. More than enough time to make something happen. Clash might do it right off the kickoff. It's towards the top left, but Chips was there. Schlonker is towards the backboard. It's a bit dangerous, but Gatman collects it easily. Not quite out of the woods yet. Flamethrower gets a 50, but not going the way he wanted it to. Schlonker's now 0 boost. Awkward. Amazing 50 win. Can he carry this down the field with what little boost he has? Being beat by Chips. Nice control down to the ground, but Clash was there to meet it. Bloomington have had most of the offense off of the kickoff. Maybe there's a shot here. It goes high. Follow-up shot. Not quite there for Schlonker. Gets beat, but it's still not out of Atlas's half.
This is dangerous for Atlas. Schlonker's had a free ball there. Has to plan B and go down and take a 50. Chips now up towards Clash, who just gets one touch. Lord now looking to follow it up. It's on net. Schlonkers has to make a save. They will. Shot on target from Gatman. Gonna be denied. As Flamethrower now with the 50. Clash in there as well. It's a double commit from the Maulers, as Lord can't get back to it just yet. Gatman will have a free ball. Clearfield. Chips looking for the redirect, but gonna be denied by Clash DA, as the redirect never actually came through. 10 seconds left, free ball for Lord, but instantly flips into the ball. This could be disastrous for the side of the Atlas. 4 seconds left. Gatman over to Chips maybe, but Schlonker's gonna deny it, and we will go into overtime in game number 2.
I mean, this might as well decide the series right here. If Bloomington lose this, it's a reverse sweep, and the way that it's been going for them, this is about the best shot they've had at anything. And if it doesn't result in a win, it just looks so tough. Chips off the ceiling, double tap pass, shot goes high. Schlonkers is caught awkward in the net. Another shot follows its way through. Schlonker is in a 1v3, just absolutely helpless to the onslaught on his net. Not much
Such
you can
a
do there.
good play from the Atlas. Everyone involved there. It initially started with Chips getting that up to the ceiling, and then having another touch back to his teammate in Lord, who peppers it off the backboard, which was open, and then Gatman a quality shot into the back of the net. The Mankato Atlas alongside their offense, similar, I mean, more composed, I'd say, than game number 1, even though this was in overtime. Just such a great play from the Atlas as they go up 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, I mean, that's rough if you're the Maulers. And they had a chance in regulation to end it. It was a 2v1 or 3v1 back the other way. It looked like they had a lot of space, and the ball just gets played into a spot where no one on Maulers can really catch up to it or receive it. Their offense just dies, where they could have had a numbers advantage, at least have a shot on target, but they just need to find quality looks. They're finding ways to clear the ball. They're getting pressure. But when it comes to the actual shot, what actually matters, putting the ball in the net, it's not quality. It's just not enough to get it on the defense. It's not on target, and that's what's killing them right now. They're just not putting it away. Maybe Schlonkers changes that here. They're not done with it yet. They still have a series left to play, but I don't know. It's a big mountain to climb, but maybe they do it, maybe they don't. Right off the bat, they do have pressure, but nothing showing for it yet.
Ooh. That could have been dangerous. Could have bounced off of Gatman's car.
Oh.
2 players go missing, though, as Clash had an opportunity there. Going to be off the mark, though. And Maulers really need to find a way to control the ball, whether that's starting to take 50s just to slow it down, as a double commit comes out from Flamethrower, and Schlonkers should be given right back as Gatman gets a touch. Chips can't get towards it as it's a bit of a giveaway there, fortunately there. As Clash does get one central, nobody's there. Lord will pop it to eliminate the threat of maybe someone being there, but Schlonkers just waiting back for their offense. As, I mean, Atlas play kind of similarly. They are able to find each other consistently, at least in this series. Got to be looking out for those outlet passes, and that's what, I mean, the Maulers scored off of one, but that was their only goal. And I mean, we've yet to see the physicality come back from them. It's just so difficult to annoy the other team when the ball's going back and forth. Flamethrower had an open net, but Schlonker's pass, it was right at him, but maybe just a bit too fast for him as it's a blunder. A pass to Lord, denied by Schlonkers, and it'll stay 0-0. Heading towards the halfway mark of game number 3. Open net! Top left and out from Chips as he ran out of boost. Unfortunately there, Rocket League did not bless them well with that bounce, as it's going to be a complete change of possession as Chips now in his own corner kind of just lays it up for Flamethrower, who goes missing again. It's just complete chaos, Ari, in game number 3.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is quite similar to game 2, but instead of solid 50s and challenges being met, it's just shot after shot and miss after miss, complete chaos, and no one's able to put it in. Despite the open nets and passes, it's either been missed or hit off target. But Bloomington maybe have a chance now. They have a 2v1 if they play their cards right past middle, red by Chips. Divine, sorry, not Divine, oh, I'm so used to it. Clash, sorry.
Divine is on Bloomington.
Divine is the first round pick on Bloomington, just on the wrong league. But yeah, Clash there not having the boost to really threaten multiple things. The passes go in. Lord, though, snipes one, and finally a shot in this game finds its way into the back of the net.
And Clash just loses possession there in the corner, trying to jump over a demo. And just lays it up perfectly for the defense. Great shot from Lord. Found their opportunity, they took it, and it's, again, the lead for Atlas. It's been the lead for Atlas every single game so far. The Maulers will have to try to do what they did in game 2 and come back in the series. Not only that, you know, extend their lead as it's an open net for Gatman. Good patience from the Atlas as it's a 2-goal swing for the Mankato Atlas. Flamethrower goes missing. Clash DA getting harassed on the back line, and Gatman just a soft touch. If he shoots that hard, there's a chance Clash can block that and they get out of that situation. But huge play, huge shot from the veteran player himself. And with 2 minutes left, 2-goal lead Atlas. I mean, it's not looking any different. They need to have some composure here as they get it over one, but Gatman, call his name many times, as that shot from the left side from Clash into the bottom right corner, gonna give the hope that the Maulers needed. As, man, that's a great placement. Lord wasn't covering it. Chips was somewhat back post, but inside of the net there, so couldn't adjust their car to make a play on it. And that's exactly what the Maulers needed. They just need to have at least be tied here so that they can head into overtime and continue fighting.
I was about to say, though, where was that type of shot for the entire rest of the series? I mean, literally the next shot he has is that. And maybe I spoke too soon. Schlonker slots it bottom, back left, back post, but I just feel like if they had this kind of execution earlier in the series, game 1 and 2, they wouldn't be staring down the barrel of a reverse sweep. And they don't even have this game locked up yet. They just tie it up with just under a minute and a half left, and still anything can happen. Atlas can take this one away in regulation. Maybe Bloomington take one off them here, but is it too little too late? Did they find the spark too late into the series? Maybe they're just going to have to carry it over to the next one. That's a nice pass middle, not finding anything from it, but I mean, they're showing that maybe those first 2 games are a fluke. Maybe they normally are good on the execution on those shots, but it's just what we're seeing right now, or at least in those first 2 games, it wasn't it. Schlonkers, that's a beautiful demo play, but yeah, I mean, to their credit, if they do keep executing on their plays like this, maybe the reverse sweep doesn't seem like such an absolute nightmare to have to deal with.
And we're getting flashbacks to what game one could have been for them. This time, goals are going through. The physicality is there. It's all looking better towards the second half.
Oh,
That's
what a beat.
incredible beat
Oh.
with the pre-flip. Chip's gonna receive this one from Gatman.
What a
Wins
dunk, too.
against Flamethrower, and man, he gets demoed in the process, but that's all Gatman right there. And all of a sudden, game's back tied 3-3, 47 seconds left. The Maulers are, I think they are playing their best Rocket League right now of the series. They just gotta survive this game though, and right now it's a tie game. Chips, back pass to Lord, gonna launch this one downfield. Schlonkers has a touch. Gatman already lurking over on the left side. Gonna get one more central. Bumps clashed out of the way. Lord now will come and feed it through the corner. Schlonkers, not the best touch, and they don't have a follow-up on it. To the backboard it goes. Nobody's there.
Oh.
Demo comes out. But Schlonkers with a good touch. Chips trying to control this one. Gonna take a 50. That's beautifully done. From the side of the Atlas, Gatman looking for two for the win. Gonna be denied. Chips goes missing. It was a free ball. Now it's sent all the way back down towards the Atlas and Clash into the back of the net with
Where did he come
with
from?
1 second left. They might have
Where did
just
this-
stolen the game here, Ari.
No boost. I have no idea what Clash is doing all the way up in their corner with 0 boost, Wolf. I don't... What? And then he's ready for that,
Wow.
slots it bottom left, and Maulers, by the absolute narrowest of margins, are able to take that one away off of multiple shots from Atlas that look to be the series ender. A double tap from Gatman goes wide, and a mistouch from Lord all leads to Maulers with less than a second left, stealing the game and maybe starting this reverse sweep.
Wow, I mean, fair play to the Maulers. They had a rough start. Like they've kind of been having rough starts in these games, but composure on the side of the Maulers. I mean, they were down 2, they tie it, they take the lead, and then they give it right back with about 40 seconds left. And with 1 second left, it's a blunder. It's the blunder on the side of the Atlas. They had been composed to tie back up the game, but they don't even find overtime. The Maulers escape in regulation, and now all of a sudden, if we get a good game from the Maulers, they just have to win this one, and, all the pressure's on the Atlas if they do so.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge momentum swinger too. That was a huge goal from Clash, just to have the gall to be up in their corner with 0 boost with that much time left, but it pays off. And with the momentum from such a play, maybe they find something in game 4. There's a shot on target, another one falling its way through, blocked away again. Clash trying to keep it in, but can't make contact. Schlonkers is back. Foley, that's a huge beat, an amazing passing play. Lord will finish it off, but all of that was crafted by Gatman. Just the way he slows down the car, just really waits for Schlonkers. He waited for Schlonkers to kind of hesitate to wait a little bit, and as soon as that happened, picked his spot, and Lord was right there waiting.
It's so difficult to defend that as well. You have to anticipate that the bump's gonna come through, but then they stop mid, bump attempt and they touch the ball.
Right.
You can't read all these scenarios, if you don't have it covered. And just a very well done play from the Atlas, and right as they're about to make a challenge on the ball, Lord hits it around the last defender, and they get the 1-goal lead here as Bloomington. They do get it over Chips. Huge demo. Flamethrower, though, controlling this one. Love this out of them, as this one's going to find its way into the back of the net. Flamethrower had got it over Gatman just barely. It might have even been a ghost touch. But a goal is a goal. And Lord almost there to save it as well, but huge goal for the Maulers to keep them in this game.
I mean, I don't really think that he had any other place to put that ball. If he shoots that with any less power or any higher or lower, it's not in. Every single touch from him had to be perfect in that play. That first touch could not have gone any further away. It would have given it to defense. If it was too close, he can't shoot it. Perfect execution. And again, that's what this team looks like when they're executing on the plays they're going for. And when they're not, they look completely lost.
Flamethrower just uses that flip immediately, loses ball possession, and Gatman gonna put that one away as it's wide open. Surely then they're able to capitalize on that one. But
this time,
it's a huge goal, huge blunder to give up if you're the Maulers. You're still within one here, but you are down. It was a tie game, but you can't have these mistakes like that in crucial parts of the series, in Game 4, in Game 5 if we make it there. As this one's going to be to the backboard. Lord is there for the read. It's going to be blocked. We've seen the Maulers have some really good defense, but right now they're in a world of hurt as Schlonkers with some good backboard coverage as Lord now puts it central, no boost. Chips and Lord both commit. Schlonkers gives it away though. Can Gatman take possession? He goes missing though. Chips gonna pop it up high. Gatman's gonna dust out Flamethrower. Can he make a play? Looking for the double clash. Gets a touch out to deny that threat from becoming one. Clash DA now over to the Lord as Bloomington. It was a bit scrappy, but now we see them back here on offense.
yeah, and a huge miss in the midfield. Allows him to keep pressure. Clash trying to play a beat. Only gets a 50. Schlonker is not able to get to that ball in time. Flamethrower all the way back. Won't have to defend a shot as it's hit wide. Gets the boost here. Huge dunk from Lord. Is anyone there on the side of Atlas? There is, but Clash, huge beat. Gatman, the only one back. That clear is going to provide a lot of time for him, though.
Ooh, that bounce.
Maybe even a shot, but he can't quite get to it. Still pressured. It doesn't seem like any team has full control. It goes so quickly back both ways. Flamethrower somehow keeps someone out. Schlonkers with the 50. Lord
What a touch from
stays
Lord.
on it. What a beautiful.
Wow.
He went up to 50 the ball. It got hit into his wheels.
He got a reset, but I
realizes he
don't know.
got a
He
flip
used
and
it. He
jumped
used his
into
reset.
it.
He used his jump.
Yep.
Lord used his jump to double jump towards the ball to get there quick, and it ends up working out for the Atlas. Just great composure, great impromptu play. You don't really know what's going to happen from that position, as that's a good pass going to be denied though, but it's always, they always got to send two. And the Maulers with those double commits really holding them back right now. So if they get that positioning figured out, whether it's communication or positioning, they have an opportunity, you know, to compete with this team. And right now, they're one goal away from, you know, getting back into that territory as Clash Year Booster's going to win the 50, but nobody's there. So that 50 was for nothing, but Lord kind of just touched it to Schlonkers. It is going to be cleared out. Chips on the other end of this one. Catman's pre-jumping.
Oh.
This is risky, but Clash goes missing, and it's a double commit all the way into the corner, who gets demoed out of the way. That was a perfect opportunity for the Maulers to counterattack when the Atlas were going for a pre-jump play. It's not going to matter, though, so this is going to go back to Gatman. Shot on, going to be denied by Clash. A minute remaining here, and it's just the Atlas with constant pressure here in the reigning moments of this game. As that's a crazy touch from Lord back central, and it's just constant fluid movement from the Atlas.
Yeah.
They just look so much better towards the end of this series, and it looks like they're going to take this one very likely if they continue this pressure. It's
Maybe
open.
there's an overcommit. It's open.
got
If
it.
Clash can just get behind
Okay.
this ball, there's 40 seconds left. They're not out of the woods yet. I was about to say, maybe they get caught on the overcommit since they're three-stacking the corner, which honestly isn't that bad of a strategy to do when you have the kind of lead you have with under a minute left. But it does come back to bite them. Worst possible scenario is you give an open net, and that's exactly what happens. But
They want to kick off.
can Bloomington do it with... I mean, if they're constantly double committing on defense, they're kind of playing with
Well,
the
if they're on
constant
offense,
numbers.
It doesn't matter. I don't think right now.
Yeah.
Throw everything out the window. There's 20 seconds left in the game. What a read by Chips to keep that one out. 18 seconds left as this one's going to be floating towards central. Flamethrower to the backboard, gets another
Gets another
touch.
touch.
Follow up from Schlonkers into the back of the net. The Maulers tie it up with 12 seconds.
They bring themselves back from beyond the grave. It'll look all but over with a constant slew of shots, but save after save, they claw their way back, and now with a quick goal off of a kickoff. It's tied with 12 seconds left. It's still not over. They win one, actually. Still dangerous. That pops out. Clash goes missing. Lord with a lot of boost. A teammate middle. Schlonkers
Big defense
has to make
there.
a touch and does. Chips on his last leg. Only went back on
It
defense.
bounced.
It does not hit the ground. The timer does not expire in time.
Calster
Clash now with
bounce.
no boost. And the bounce this time will hit the ground. We're not going to have any late game heroics. Unlike some previous times. and it goes into an OT. Bloomington just trying to stay alive in this series, and Atlas trying to put them away.
And that's not a good touch. Gatman towards net. It's off the post. Flamethrower does get a touch as Schlonker looks to follow it. Chips has to back up backwards into that one. It's going to go over Gatman's head. Flamethrower, the really good first touch. Can't get back to it, though. Lord, limited boost. Schlonker's now downfield, finds Gatman, though, out of all people to give the ball to. As Chips is late to the 50, Schlonkers will be up for this one. Misses. Lord could get bumped here. It's a good 50 from the side of the from the Maulers, as this one goes out to Schlonkers, who keeps it in. Clash with the bump. Lord, though, with the huge clear. Chips on the other end of this one. It's gonna go central off the bounce. Gatman looking for bumps and demos. Both these teams looking for physicality. Flamethrower, no boost. This one's gonna kick out central. Lord, though, to Gatman. This could do it here. Gatman with free possession is always dangerous, as we're a minute into overtime, and a 50 comes out as the Maulers did have possession of the ball, but I think they're low boost. They do win at 50, though, and it should be free ball for Lord.
I am seeing a lot more demos come out from Maulers in this OT. The demoing the last man, maybe that helps. That maybe it hurts them too. People far upfield, it doesn't go in. Clear down. Lord had 0 boost. Manages to get the touch, though. It's dangerous in the midfield. Another double commit coming up from the Maulers. Is that the thing that bites them in the end? It's not. The shot not on target. It was very scary, though. Clash with the clear, just trying to find any time for his team to get composed.
Oh, dear.
They're constantly being pressured, and Schlonker somehow still hangs on, gets another touch on the ball. 50, still not out of their own half yet. They're still searching for any boost or any clear. It's blocked away by Schlonkers again, who has no boost. Has to leave with the Flamethrower. Back down the other end. Another second touch. Beautiful. And finally, they can set up an offense a bit. There's a demo coming through. Lord will get the reach. Schlonker's patient towards net isn't open. It's not. Chips will be there. Clash, though, with very low boost. Puts it towards the net. Chips goes missing. Lord goes missing. But all 3 players combine to keep it out of the net for just a moment longer.
Oh, my goodness. We've got ourselves a thriller in overtime. The Atlas need a goal to advance and get out of this series with a win. Maulers playing for game 5. Lord with a touch. Not over Clash DA, though. Gets a crucial touch on the back line. Chips now. Gonna clear this one across, looking for Gatman. And they do find it downfield. Gatman, no boost. This could be a good position for the Maulers, but Chips there to deny it. It goes central. Flamethrower and Schlonker's both up for it.
That's
Lord
not good.
Has a good opportunity here, but Flamethrower, no boost, gets demoed out of the way. Gatman to take possession. Has a guy central. Schlonkers again. It's always Schlonkers on the back end, making incredible defensive adjustments in the most crucial moments as well. But can they hang on is the question. They need more offense. This one gonna go out to Flamethrower, who is gonna 50's gonna go central. Gatman off the left side. Chips has space. It's gonna go central.
Not good.
Schlonkers over to the right side. Clash DA can't get a touch. Gatman in front of the net, but Schlonkers once again is all over the place for Bloomington. Chips now, no boost, gonna put this one towards net. I don't know if I can take this much longer, Ari. Gatman for the win!
Not in!
Clash DA off the left side!
Oh,
the Lord is gonna put it
God.
away! And the Atlas come away in the most intense game 4 we've seen in a while.
So bad. I feel so bad for Clash. It just got hit into his car. You don't have, and you're rotating wide back post. You don't really expect the ball to kind of just get hit into your car like that. And he tries to make the most out of it, but just honestly, if it were to be a goal to go in, it would have to be Maulers putting it at their own net. Because if they don't do that, I don't think that Atlas score. Regardless, it was a really good fight from the Maulers. If they had brought this energy into games 1 and 2, who would have known how the series might have played out? Maybe they wouldn't even have to worry about dropping a game in this series with the way that they were playing, especially in that game 3. But it's all what ifs, and we live in the reality where Maulers didn't bring their A game for the first 2 parts of the series, and because of that, they have to fight back a reverse sweep. They tried really hard. They got really close, but at the end of the day, they just couldn't. They just couldn't do it. Yep.
They just fell up so short, but what an effort after going down 2 games. Just amazing effort. What turned out could have been a sweep, and we could have been out of here quite earlier. with a nice and easy 3-0. Became a really good series to watch. So props to, you know, both sides for giving us that game 4, which was absolutely insane. And it's, you know, it's what we play for those moments. It's, you know, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, and when it gets so close like that, it's just such a pleasure to experience it, whether you're playing or you're watching. But that'll be it for game number 2, or well, match number 2 of the night. Atlas 3-1. They take it in 4 over the Bloomington Maulers. We will head to a quick break as next matchup going to be the Brainerd Victory going up against the Omaha Buffalo. We will see you guys after a very short break.
From side to side, we gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's orbit tonight. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's orbit tonight. Let's lose our mind. Let me get funky. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here You've seen me here before, above the mountain tops. With every step I take, I show the world what I got. I feel alive again. I feel like it's a new chance, far from a wasteland. And I've got nowhere to be, so I'm waiting. I don't need a rush, I'm patient. However long it takes, I'll be there one day. Eternal, I'm alive and chasing whatever it is I'm facing. I can't walk away. There's so much left to say. Our story never has to end. Eternal, I'm alive again. We don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I hope a good surprise. I could flip all the time that I borrowed and make another life. You can break my stride. There's a palace in my mind, made of light, and it's your yeah, yeah.
We stand and watch the world go up in flames. We fight for love until we die in vain. When the sky is getting dark and we're broken in our hearts, when we build our own demise, from the ashes we will rise. When the world is falling down, will you be my solid ground? When the world is falling down, will you be my solid ground? Be my solid ground. We look off the edge till the waves come crashing in, and we say our goodbyes to the tides that might have been. When the sky is getting dark and we're broken in our hearts.
Welcome back to Midwest Championship Series. We got the Brainerd victory and the Omaha Buffalo, of course, coming up for you on the stream. Make sure to vote in the prediction. And of course, you just had Wolf on the caster desk for the second series tonight, the last series that you just watched. And he's going to be here again. So, you know, welcome again to the booth. Welcome back. And how are you feeling about this one?
Well, originally I had thought that Brainerd was gonna have to bring in Ari Arts for fresh Zoe, but apparently they have arrived just last second, and so both teams have their full lineups. I like Aostein, but it's difficult. This Buffalo team really surprised me with how they were playing in the previous weeks. It's going to be a matter of if they can shut down Ari. Not Ari, excuse me. He was in the match for a moment. Aostein is who I'm really looking at in this series, as he is their first pick. He's got plenty of Premier experience, has Premier championships under his belt, and it's going to be difficult for the Buffalo to deal with. But as we head into game number one, Parker, 250s. Gonna go off of the ceiling, denied by Nate though. Wow, what a great defensive stand from him as he tries to do some mechanical groundwork. Pillow top left, the Buffalo up by 1, 30 seconds in.
The Nate effect coming through. Well, according to him, I should say. That was not my words. That was his. But he, as the GM, you know, coming in confident, he wants to play well for the team, and I know he has a lot of pride for his franchise over there in the Omaha camp. So, yeah, they started off strong here. 30 seconds, they got that goal. Now back on defense. Fresh though, the late addition under the sub Ari. Barry will make the save. Over the corner now. Ayo, lots of land experience again, and that's so important for the ice as well. You know, just to make sure that even if things don't go well, you're still on point. On the midfield though, Nate up for this one. Back to Pillow, looking for that pass to his teammate, but we'll just give it back to the victory here.
Nate now off of the ground, gonna get denied by Ayo. No boost to follow though, as the victory coming off of a sweep over the Rangers and a Game 4 win over the Knights, while on the other side the Buffalo, the Game 5 win over the Des Moines Derecho and a Game 4 loss to the Bemidji Lumberjacks, who we saw earlier today. Them win their series with a pretty funny celebration from Big Randy. But Buffalo right now starting to get on defense quite a bit, as they did have that initial goal, as AO Stein gonna look to take a 50, but Nate gets it around him. Parker over to the right side where Barry is waiting on the backboard. Gonna play it over one. Barry, a player we saw on LAN last season, which was his second season, I believe. As his first season, they made it through play-ins, or they almost made it through play-ins, but fell off short. As this one, Nate kind of just misses that ball, and good placement on the shot. Barry can't make the save, and Parker gonna be able to put it away for the Victory's first goal.
It's an interesting perspective because now you can see, in that play, that kickoff not going as planned.
Lag, disconnect.
The pings look all right to me. We will have to check that. Of course, the goal was already scored, so this match will stand. There is no restart on that part of it, at least. Yeah, after a minute. So either of those criteria fulfilled means that this match will continue on. So we will keep going. We can reset the server next game.
Me personally, I'd have my team let them score, but sportsmanship.
Yeah,
but I mean, a goal's a goal. You can take it.
A goal is a goal. Yeah.
Buffalo though, up by 1. Nate now in the air gets another touch. Has more into the top left. It doesn't. Well, it matters for the victory. But, I mean, in the end, Nate with an incredible play to the top left. Would have been a 1-goal lead either way, but, just incredible play from Nate.
Did you see AO Stein's movement there?
No.
He was just absolutely in the other half. He was in his own, in Omaha's half, just kind of driving around. I'm not really sure. It might be a connection issue. I guess we'll find out more after this game, but either way, that will be a 3-1 lead for the Omaha Buffalo. And both teams, coming into this week, Victory had a 3-0 win over Rangers. They swept them last week, and a 3-1 win over the Green Bay Knights last week as well. Buffalo similarly winning in Game 5 and in Game 4 for both of their series. So both teams have success in the recent events, in the recent past. But so far, it's been all Omaha, and this time it's Pillow.
And it's Parker up the left side. AO couldn't get back to it, nor could Fresh Zoe, as AO no boost. Tried to get a touch on it, but hits it with his wheel. That ball went absolutely nowhere but to continue on towards the path of the net. The Buffalo up by 3. Would have been a 2-goal difference here. Could have been maybe a different game. With there's an eligible bump attempt coming out. Barry puts it in. The Buffalo are just running through the victory. Starting to think that kickoff goal didn't matter.
Yeah, a 5-1 lead now. That is a significant lead as well. And I'm just going to end the submissions for the prediction. Sorry if you missed it, but you'll have to get on to the next one. We'll have to see if Victory can kind of come back on this one and try to get some goals back. Obviously with a 4-goal deficit, that's going to be a hard ask, especially with 90 seconds left. We saw that earlier on tonight, that a lead like that can be devastating, but that might be... Oh, that's going to be another one for Pillow as well.
I mean, it's just an onslaught of pressure. Pillow, another great shot. The placement there, the power, it's all there for the Buffalo. I mean, they all look very well suited for the series, and they've got a 5-goal lead in game number 1, and they look ready. I mean, game 1 usually kind of see teams, going back and forth trying to figure each other out. This time the Buffalo just look like they've been in the series. This is like game 4 or 5 for them because they look completely warm. The quality of shots is just there. They're not making really any mistakes except for that one, but I mean, miss doesn't really matter here with a minute left. They still have ball position. Nate with a pre-jump goes over his head as Victory will advance. This one going to go all the way into the corner with 40 seconds left. Buffalo pretty comfortably taking this game number 1.
Yeah, 40 seconds left. Victory have just looked so spread out on the field. They aren't really anywhere near the ball, unfortunately. They do have a shot there, courtesy of Fresh Show, but it is saved away. Back to the midfield now for Barry, over to Nate. And to get that pass going. And I like that Nate, this season, really tried to get players that he knows he's going to play well with, and he's really showing it here.
Yeah, so far, I mean, Pillow, the last pick of the draft for Challenger. I mean, not looking like that at all. And I think he pretty much proved that immediately after, in week 1, AO, the really good quality shot from the wall. Not going to matter in terms of the game result, but really good touch from AO. So that one's going to go into the back of the net. 5 seconds left. The Buffalo will take game number 1, now confirmed. Heading into game number 2, though, I mean, the victory, just even with that goal, they look so discombobulated. They're blocking each other's shots. They're double committing. And it's the complete opposite on the other side for the Buffalo. They look great. And, I mean, judging off that game 1, we could not be here for much longer. But game number 2, victory got to get off to a much better start.
Yeah, they will need a better start. In game 1, I would just write that off as you had a bad game and you can still recover in the series. Looks like they're good on the new server, so I'm going to ready up. We're going to get this game 2 started for you. Get that action going once again. But the big question for me is, what will Victory have to do? I mean, like you said, they look completely discombobulated. Nothing was going their way that game. Really nothing at all. I mean, they had a couple goals to get back, some kind of dignity in that one, but for the most part, they were out of it, and Buffalo were just completely on the offense, dominating possession and dominating any chance to win that game. So, game 2 will have to be completely different from that team right there, and Buffalo, I'm sure they'll be fighting again to win this one.
Yeah, not only did the victory look all over the place in that game number 1, as Buffalo might, started this one, they looked so well in that game number 1. All of their shots were going through. I mean, they were passing to each other. The quality of the shot, it was just all there. Zayo might have an open net if he's quick enough. But unfortunately, he kind of just pancakes into the ball. No power there. And that's a big missed opportunity for the victory. They could have had one here as it was open. He was able to get there quick enough. But Fresh Zone now with a decent shot. Gonna force the Buffalo to finally play some defense, as that wasn't really a worry in that game number 1. And AO with a good 50. Nate towards net. Fresh Zo cuts it off and might have more here. Gets a flip reset. Cannot follow it. No boost to work with. And the Buffalo win a big 50. Favors of Nate. And now Nate from the corner looking to do some more damage as the Buffalo are starting to get back onto offense.
That missed shot from AO is such a gift for the Buffalo here. And Nate will put one in, but what I want to say is that's a gift for them because it's kind of like a warning shot, It didn't go in, but they overcommitted on that play, and now they get one back. They know what they have to do, and they're being more careful.
And, I mean, even though they just conceded there, I mean, they looked like a completely different team in this first, minute 30. That's a really good control touch, but Pillow, such a good block there on the defensive side of the Buffalo. And it's going to go bounce off the corner. Space is given to Parker, who ground pitches it, forces the triple commit. Fresh Zo top left. Shot gonna be barred down and in, thanks to Pillow, unfortunately, in the area. Is going to accidentally touch it towards into their own net. But, I mean, dangerous position regardless. Probably should have been a goal either way. The victory, though, immediate response after, solid structure on offense.
Yeah, Parker would have been there for the follow-up.
That's
I have
another.
to believe that. And AO as well from the corner. What an angle to get it through. And now they are proving that maybe game 1 was not all they have to give in this series.
I mean, it's a 50, but Nate doesn't like AO challenging him in the corner there, but AO, even with Nate not there, looked like it would be on target, though, from the corner. But, I mean, that's what AO's going to bring, just absolute annoyance on the side of the enemy team. Just going to be on the ball constantly, making you awkward, just all over the place, really. That's kind of been, his type of style of gameplay ever since he's joined MCS. But Barry now, over to the left side. Flip reset, gonna go to Nate. Tries to find Barry again, as Nate gonna play it slow, gonna take a 50. It's over to the right wall. as Barry gets his flip off of that one, but it's giving away possession. Nate now up on the wall, going to be denied by Fresh So, who looks to have another touch. Going to be off the mark, though. Good attempt, good look, though, from the Brainerd Victory as Ao tries to keep it in. Now Barry free ball, backflips off of it, but Fresh So is backwards. Going to get bumped off of this one, and, you know, a complete different game than game number 1, Tibbles.
That was almost an emergency for the Brainerd Victory. One player spawned in, and then the other player bumped him as well and almost left the defense, the goal completely open. Thankfully for them, the Omaha Buffalo were not anywhere near, and that opportunity will not go in. But this time it will be Barry to pick up this one for the counterattack possibility. Omaha still looking for that tying goal that has been evading them for probably over a minute now since Brainerd Victory scored that last one that they got, the second one of the game. Fresh So off the backboard, save from him, out right to Pillow, though. Back to the middle. Nate will be off. No, shot on target. Great save from Ao. The fake from Barry won't fall for it on the player of the side of the Victory. And now on the other side, they have a chance to press.
In the midfield, Nate and Barry going to double commit. Parker now over to the left. Wall, it's going to go to Fresh So, he uses the backboard, but Barry does get one touch, and it's all the way down. Pillow could redirect this if it's not covered. Demo comes out onto Barry. Fresh So leaves it for Ao, and it throws off the defense just enough to get them within the back of the net as Nate gets bumped off of the play, leaves Pillow all alone. Difficult to defend. You got 2 players on the ball. Any of them can shoot it. And it leaves it for Ao Stein, who slots it for the Brainerd Victory to go up 2 goals with a minute left.
That fake almost looked planned. I was confused by it too. I don't blame the defender on the Buffalo at all because I don't know what was happening there either. And the shot from Ao will find its way in. Of course, I would assume he's going to put it on target. Such a experienced and talented player. It's about 45 seconds now, though. They want to keep this 2-goal lead. Still bouncing in front of their goal. Parker will clear back to the side wall. Nate will collect in the midfield. Nobody there. Double commit from the Victory. Back to Barry. Can he get this transitional play going? Still in the corner. Up on the pinch from the ceiling. Down to Parker, though. One touch up to the ceiling. Up for Pillow. What can he do with this? Down from the ceiling again. It's up and down in the air. But that's an open net for Ao. It will be off target if he can get the double down. The defender not there. And that pretty much wraps up game 2.
Yeah, that pretty much seals it here. Barry goes missing. It's an open net. Ao deciding to take the double instead. A little bit more stylish there on the finish from the main man, the first round pick of the Brainerd Victory with a 3-goal lead. Yeah, done with the pancake shots. I don't think he even meant to do that. But 15 seconds left. The Buffalo have to go back to the drawing board as game 1 looked way too easy for them. And now it's the complete opposite on the other side. Brainerd Victory looks so much more comfortable in this game. And they're going to be able to take game number 2 off the Buffalo.
Yeah, did so well in that game. Buffalo maybe got a little bit complacent after game 1. I said it earlier on, that was a warning shot that Ao, that shot that was missed. Buffalo really, it was kind of a warning sign for them, but none of the consequences. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't enough for them to recuperate and get this game 2 as well. So we'll be a tied series, 1-1. We head into game 3. This next game will decide match point. And Victory, Ao coming out with 3 goals. The first round pick for them. He's such an important player.
Yep, and such a great performance from Ao as well. But, I mean, not only that, we saw his 2 teammates play way better, I think, than they did in game 1. And it really showed how much of a switch up that was from them playing awkward and confused with plenty of double commits. They actually had some good spacing, some correlated attacks, and a completely different game.
That was almost crazy.
Yeah, but my goodness, is that Zen in the corner? I don't know what's happening, but Fresh though gonna take a 50 up with Barry. Nate on defense, gonna go to the corner. Pillow goes missing, but a low 50 chance for Nate. Gonna have an opportunity. They try to set up the bump play with the possession, but Ao racing back in time, sees it developing, and shuts it down.
Over to Nate now in the corner. They continue this attack. A miss from him, though. 0 boost to work with. Parker downfield. Fresh Show there is blocked away, but that's a dangerous one. Back to the backboard. Pillow will get one touch over to Barry, and big clear coming from him. Straight up from Parker. That's not a good one. Pillow almost got the bump. Parker with a shot. 50 past one. Still just bouncing just in the air. Fresh Show might get it down. Another double commit forced out from the Buffalo. We'll go back to the midfield, though, courtesy of AO, and Nate will take over. Still in that corner. Parker getting bumped away. Nobody there to follow up, though. Still trying to get boost. And now it's a chance. No, I was going to say Victory had it. A demo coming through, but AO will keep it in the corner.
Now AO, with limited amount of boost to work with, gonna force it all the way to their end. Barry, no boost here. Gets a flip reset, but no world where he follows that one up, but it's left for Nate. AO with an incredible save on the back line as Parker goes missing, though. Fresh though, behind the ball. Gonna carry this one. Looks for the bump. AO is there, but Pillow with a great save. And just the defense from both of these teams in those last two possessions. Just so incredibly talented plays on both ends as this one's gonna come off the backboard. Pillow now towards Nate, gonna be denied by Parker, who leaves it for AO. It's gonna 50 central. Fresh though. Flip reset, gonna take a 50, but nobody there as Nate is clearing the way for the Buffalo. Barry had a shot chance there, but it's gonna go missing.
The demos were coming out for Omaha too, and they might have had an opportunity, but that shot not coming through, I think, was Barry. Downfield from the same man, though. Big clear off the backboard. Can he get a shot? We'll just set it up for a teammate. Pillow, I'm going to take the long route, but Parker will beat him to it because of that. Nate now a huge clear downfield off the wall for AO. Second touch comes through. Back to the Omaha defense. They're just going to dump it across to the side wall. Back to Fresh Show. And both teams really trying to get a play going. This might be it right here. AO off the ceiling. Back to Nate, though, and another clear back the other way.
And a good shot. It's going to be on net. Parker and Fresh, though, double committing on that one, but they do take possession here. Is Barry. 50's going to go back all the way into the corner. Pillow gets one. Has another, but it's given right to Fresh, though. Into the back of the net. The Victory score first, but it's off of pretty much a given goal. It's a given blunder by Pillow.
Yeah, it's half his fault and then half his fault plus AO. And I'll explain. So the pin should not go his way. That was the first half. And then he got bumped by AO and then basically gave the pass away. So, you know, a little bit out of his control, but also in his control. So that definitely could have gone better for the Omaha Buffalo there. And they're, you know, they lost game 2. And as soon as Victory scored that first goal, they rained down goals everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kai said it in chat. When it rains, it pours for the Brainerd Victory here. So Omaha have to be careful that they don't concede more. Will help if Barry can get this one through, but AO will clear once again.
You know, we'd be talking about praising the Lord if that last series was still going on, but made us Nate, open net, no boost. Couldn't quite get around it. As no boost, Nate still in the area. Don't know what's really happening there. It's somewhat working, though. Fresh, though, catches this one off the backboard. Good touch over Barry. As it goes central, can he beat Nate here? It goes to the backboard. Barry's got to make a touch. And does. And now AO towards the backboard. Looks for another touch. Gets one, but Pillow, the big touch downfield. Parker going to send it back. A lot of back and forth here. And it could spell disaster for the Victory if we continue to see this back and forth play. It might just be what they need as the Buffalo, I mean, trading demos back and forth. Pillow opportunity, gets 12 touches on the ball. Fortunately, none of them could be on target. Open net for Barry! And the Buffalo, they tie the game with just under 30 seconds left.
Pillow was knocking on the door there, and they were getting so many demos in the midfield. They just weren't able to take advantage of that, but an open net is what gets through. And an avoidable goal for on the side of Brainerd Victory that they didn't have to concede. 28 seconds now. We might be heading to another overtime here in game 3. Remember, this is for match point, so a very important game. In Omaha, you know, they want to get that confidence back, that momentum back that they lost in game 2 after conceding so many goals to the Victory now. 10 seconds. Might be heading to overtime. AO, one touch. Follow up. It's up for this one, though. Kind of an awkward bounce. Is anybody there? Parker off the ceiling and down. Barry The Omaha trying to get this one out, still in their corner. They just have to touch it down. 0 seconds on the clock. Ao in the corner. What can he do for the second touch? Barry to roll it. It's still up. Nobody there to follow up, though, and we head to overtime.
Overtime in the decider to move on to match point, to go up 2-1. All in the hands of this overtime. Ao starting off strong. No boost. Couldn't quite get back to it. Pillow now does get through the defense, and it might be somewhat open. The low boost, though, couldn't really do anything with that bounce. As Parker, really good control from them, as Nate gonna deny it, though. Pillow to the corner. It'll go Fresh Zo off the right wall. It's gonna go central. Barry is there. It's gonna go off the mark, though. Demos coming in from both sides constantly now. All of a sudden, kind of towards the end of this game and into overtime, a lot more physicality from both sides, as Barry now looking for Nate. Does beat Ao here. Parker now over to the left corner. Ao's backwards, though. Is going to be able to cover it, but gets bumped off the play. Fresh Zo now looking for space.
Here we go.
Has one. Going to take a 50. It's such a good 50. The shot from Ao into the back of the net. The victory will move on to match point.
Match point it is for the victory. That 50 from Barry just goes straight mid, and it's never a good setup when Pillow and Nate are trying to come at that goal to save the ball from opposite ends. Neither one challenging the ball that is being shot on them. That is a recipe for disaster, and it's incompletion here for the Buffalo. They go down and are now 1-2 in the series. They have to take Game 4 and Game 5 to continue and get this dub. And I felt like they had it as well. They were playing so well. I like the squad that they have, the unit that the way that they play together. But for me, it's Fresh Zo. Ao and Parker, I know what to expect, but Fresh Zo came out with such a good performance, scored a goal, 5 shots on target, a save as well, an assist for a teammate, and yeah, they're reaping the rewards.
And I mean, just always looking so dangerous in the air, is threatening that flip reset, is threatening that 50. I mean, we saw it. It was really what set up the Ao Stein shot. We talk about, Ao Stein, who ended up scoring that overtime goal, but it would not have come from that incredible air dribble into a 50 that set up just Ao Stein with the perfect opportunity to put that game away. And that's exactly what happened. And the victory on a match point. Question is, can they take it here, or can the Buffalo have another close game, but maybe this time they take it? It's difficult because the Brainerd Victory have looked so much better than that first game, and there's no signs of them slowing down.
There really isn't. But that was not an easily won game. It did go to overtime. Omaha Buffalo still putting up a fight. And I have to believe that they have the belief in themselves to keep this going and maybe take us to a Game 5, but we will have to see. That's a lot of work. Pillow again. He's been absolutely terrorizing this defense, but is missing that final piece, that final shot to put it on target and in the net. That's a dangerous one, though. All 3 defenders on the... No! The team bump to clear the defender that was actually going to clear the ball, and Ao will be there to put it in.
Ao does get credited with the goal. It's... Wow. A huge blunder from the Buffalo to start off Game 4, and that's not what you want to see. As the 50 is going to go in their favor as well. Barry does get a catch and another touch. Really good play from them. They're going to work their way to the corner. And it might be an open opportunity, but Nate had decided to kind of turn on it. Had little momentum to work with there and could not get a shot off in time. As Fresh Zo now does get past him. Barry, low boost. Barry and Nate both on the ball. Pillow, last man, going to drop this one down. Barry does get a touch on the ball, but, quite landing on Nate's takeoff, as the Buffalo seem to be in each other's way, unfortunately. That one a bit more unfortunate, than the last one. Last one could have been avoided for sure. But the Brainerd Victory, still with a 1-goal lead, and the Buffalo are starting to, they're starting to look a bit messy.
I'm seeing remnants of the Victory Game 1 performance. Yeah. Ao with that save, he actually had Nate and Barry colliding on him, and still managed to make the save somehow with a very minimal boost, though. Nate up for the redirect. Parker there to save the day as well. Bail out the defense once again. Pillow, 1 touch to himself. Will miss that second touch. Big clear from Ao. Nate, full boost, though, and will be able to carry this one out.
Yep, Nate just playing the low 50s. It's just textbook play from a player we've seen here ever since the beginning of MCS. Barry shot, top left, gonna be off of the bar. Nobody covers it though, but Fresh Zoe half flips in time and gets the block. Such a big save from them. That's an incredibly difficult touch to make, but does indeed make it happen. Does go towards their end though, as Fresh Zoe towards net, gonna be denied by Barry, who tries to flick it over Parker. Parker with a touch back towards there, and Barry open for Nate. The Buffalo tie the game here with just over halfway through game number 4, and it's a really good play from the Buffalo.
That's such an awkward touch from Parker. At that point, you just go straight down and let AO collect in the back corner and, you know, try to get back and support him in the goal. Sending it backwards like that, unless it's communicated clearly and he's ready for the ball, which he clearly wasn't, maybe that's a good play then, but that's not how it works out. And Omaha will get a goal back that really was probably too easy, honestly, but they're going to take it, say thank you very much, and be very happy about it. Now 2 minutes, we find ourselves similar to a situation that we had last game with that 1-1 tie until overtime. Nate trying to change that one, though, up for Barry. That one 50'd away, still in the victory half. Nate up on the ceiling, though. This is where he can be really dangerous. Over to the middle, but nobody's there, and now time for Parker.
Yep, might just leave it for AO here. Double commit, though. From the corner, Barry loses the 50. It's going to go in a somewhat dangerous position, but Nate going to get it. Barry going to take this one low. Now decides to go to the wall to pass it to Pillow. Denied by AO. And you need to have somebody covering, you know, that pass attempt. The receiver of the pass. There's got to be someone out there, and it's AO Stein because he knows exactly what they're trying to do as Nate goes for the last man back. Barry into the back of the net. That's all made. It's Nate pushing his way through the defense, finds the demo onto AO Stein, and Barry just walks it home.
Oh, AO, I don't think he even saw Nate coming. He turns around, kind of a fishhook turn, and immediately gets blasted off to space by Nate there. Just gone to bits, and that one's a walk in the park, like you said, to put it in for the second goal. That's really what they needed. They needed to get that kind of play off. And all credit to Nate and the boys as well. You know, that's not a goal where they were given a mistake. They were gifted a goal. They made that play happen. And now with a minute left, they will have to hold that lead, or maybe, possibly for them, expand on it, but 1 minute left. Over for Fresh Zoe off the backboard. Trying to clear this one out. Nate just to put that one back in. Pillow with another one, and that's a 2-goal lead now.
Big goal here with just under a minute left. Fresh Zoe gets the touch out, but Nate is just waiting. I mean, AO was over there on the wall, but Nate was there quicker and just denied that outlet pass. Got it central, and Pillow puts it away off the backboard. And the victory, though, have a kickoff goal here. And it's truly unfortunate for the Buffalo, but, I mean, kickoff goal's a kickoff goal. And when you're down by 2, you'd gladly take one. With 54 seconds left here, the game's not quite just over.
And I'm surprised there wasn't a defensive kind of kickoff there for the person going for the big pad on the left or the right. But they will probably regret that one, but either way, they don't really have time for that now. That was almost a double touch. Excuse me, I'm combining words again, like Ari was. But back to Nate now, over for the sidewall. Just about 36 seconds left. Parker, great save from Barry to get it to the corner, but their trouble is not over. Pass over to AO, but that is way over the bar.
And Buffalo look quite panicky on defense. I do like that they're trying to send a first man out to get some pressure. It's Nate downfield just causing chaos as Barry takes possession. 15 seconds left, plays it low, it's under Parker, gets the bump, somehow gets a touch, but Fresh Zoe is somehow on the other end of it. 9 seconds left, AO now beats one. AO looking for a Superman 50, but Barry towards net, on target. Fresh Zoe gets a huge save, but they've got to keep it up and bring it down the whole entire length of the field if they want to be able to win this game, and it's just not going to happen. The Omaha Buffalo will send us to Game 5.
Game 5 it is to separate these teams, and I can't say that Omaha doesn't deserve it. You know, that first goal that they were kind of given a little bit, Victory got right back courtesy of that kickoff goal, so that's not really a huge factor on this one. What is a factor is the teamwork, I think, from Omaha. They all have one goal. Barry and Nate assisted those goals as well. 2 saves for Barry, and they had a lot of shots as well. And had more shots than the victory on that one. And I think that's what matters the most, is that they're connecting with each other, getting those plays together. Sorry, I'm gonna ready up. I always forget to do that until I'm done talking. But that teamwork I saw, they all scored a goal. They were all committing, contributing to the game as well, to the team performance. And now they got themselves a game 5.
And what a great show of resilience from the Omaha Buffalo, starting off that game in the most bad way that you could ever have it. The team bump on your own goal line with, almost all three of you on the goal line waiting to defend. That's a dangerous shot for Barry. And then conceding a wide open goal to start off the game, but then able to pull it back through that game and able to take the win, as that's a double commit from the Buffalo. But they do find a way to make it to game 5. That's all you got to do. It doesn't matter how sloppy it is. You find yourselves in this position. It's all come down to one game in this series. It's going to be on game 5, as that's a great pass to Barry from Nate. Going to be denied, though, and it's an open net if they're quick enough. Stein. No boost, though. And Parker, I don't think he's ready for it, nor are the Buffalo, as nobody touched the ball for the victory. And I don't blame the Buffalo for not being ready for that. You got to be able to somehow try to pray and cover that scenario where they do shoot it on net. But a huge missed opportunity for the Brainerd victory there, as I think it was limited boost on AO, and then, maybe not communicating it there, as, the player behind them was not ready for that at all. And it still could have been a goal for the victory in that scenario, but the Buffalo, they get out unscathed, and I mean, it's just a blessing at this point in this game 5. Parker, though, from the corner, gonna put this one away, and you can't get a better place shot than that from, the angle that it was at.
It takes a special kind of player to score on that angle. He had all 3 defenders ready to turn around on that one, and he placed it perfectly on the bottom right. From the corner, might I say. To pull that out in game 5 is egregious. I mean, the audacity to pull that out, and, for me not to notice. I don't know. I see you, Parker. I see your performance. You want this win, I can tell. But Omaha won it too, and Nate doesn't anymore. He's gone from the field, and now Fresho has a chance to advance.
I mean, just after that, Fresho goes for this sidewall read and almost has it. He's centimeters away, pixels away from getting a touch that would go straight on net. And that would have been absolutely killer for the Buffalo if they had to deal with that. But they do win at 50 here. Pillow, nobody 50s the ball, and he's going to be able to work his way through the defense. The victory, they had possession, but the 50 doesn't come out from Fresho. Pillow instantly challenges, and it's going to be a goal to tie up the game from Pillow.
Wolf, I feel like these goals are so preventable. I mean, I'm all here for it. I love goals like this where there's so many, kind of action plays and hitting the back of the net as well. But all you got to do is slide that to your corner and you're fine. I mean, you just got to possess it. You just got to hit that ball and you're fine. But they will give up that goal. Again, we find themselves 1-1 in game 5 this time. There is no second chance in this series right here. And it will send that one forward. Parker will have to save that one. I like that controlling touch from him.
Wow, it's in.
Huge pinch downfield. It will be off the post. It's out. The follow-up from Parker, but that was so close as we cross halftime.
It looked like it was going in off the initial pinch, and then it starts to trail to the left off of the first bounce it makes on the ground. And that was crazy. Incredible control. Better 53 players commit for the Buffalo. Fresh zone now. No boost, just forces a touch out. Omaha very low on boost. Pillow 0 boost. Nate 0 boost. Working with a pad, he's not able to get a touch. Fresho has boost to work with. Stein now towards the backboard. Has another touch. Parker now incoming, but Nate with a huge block. Limited amount of boost and gets another touch, but Parker could turn on this. Denied by Barry, though, as we enter the final 2 minutes of game number 5. And this one is going to, I feel like this one's going to just be like last series, an absolute nail biter, as AO towards the backboard, going to get denied by Nate. As right now, Omaha playing a lot of defense right now, but they were safe for the time being, as Stein gets a flip off the ball. A wave dash flip, might I add, as this one might be dangerous, but Buffalo back on defense once again.
Parker really trying his best to disrupt that Omaha defense, and he almost succeeded as well, but he needs the support of his teammates and the ball as well. That's just an open net for Pillow and Nate to collaborate to get that through. 60 seconds left, or 67 seconds left in game 5. Could that be the goal that ends it all?
And Nate had a wide open net too. You just have to wonder, is there a world where they bump each other there because they both see the goals wide open? And it's just absolute disaster. That time, the shot from Pillow comes out before Nate can shoot it. So, didn't end up happening there, and it's a huge goal nonetheless. A minute left to take the lead. In overtime, Barry goes missing. Freshso and AO both commit. They've got the numbers. Where's the bump on the last man? They reposition though for the pass. It's post in from Barry. It doesn't matter. They don't need physicality on that one. They just feed it to each other.
The field was so open there. Parker emerging from the back left, getting the boost, but he was so far away from the play that at that point it was so hard to get any kind of touch, meaningful touch, that really got it out of his half. And now 45 seconds left. They will have to fight back on this one. Parker now off the backboard. What can he do? No follow-up from a teammate. Actually, one goes flying by. That 50, thankfully for AO, will keep it in that Omaha corner, but they only have 30 seconds to get back into this one.
I mean, 30 seconds up by 2.
Oh, no.
An open net for Pillow. It's going to be a third goal. And the Buffalo have just stolen away this game number 5 from the Brainerd victory within the closing moments.
This was not how I thought Game 5 was going to go at all. I mean, what was it, a minute ago that it was 1-1? I mean, this series has been so close. Omaha brought it to a Game 5 and then just, took it and flew. I mean, they've been absolutely stellar here in Game 5, capitalizing on every single chance they were given. And even if victory get one for the road, it's not going to matter. 10 seconds left, not even. 3-goal lead. It's pretty much impossible at this point. They might try for one more. Parker with an open net. Defender might get back for it. Actually, he misses, expecting that defender to come through, and he does. 0 seconds. As soon as it touches the ground, though, Omaha will be confirmed as your Game 5 winners against Brainerd victory, and I cannot say they don't deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, such a great series. Good looks from both sides. As this one is still up.
Still up.
It's a 3-goal game. The series is over. Barry can't keep it up, unfortunately. The Omaha Buffalo will come back from being down 2-1. And they will win 2 straight to get them the Game 5 win. As the Omaha Buffalo take down the Brainerd victory in 5 games. Very comfortable last game there. In the closing moments, at least. The start, it was all over the place. But, wow. I mean, just the composure from the Buffalo to continue to do their play style, to continue looking for those bumps. And I mean, they were just gifted an open net there towards the end of the game when it really mattered. And that's kind of what separated this game.
Yeah, I'm just laughing a little bit at Nate's chats at the end of the series. But anyways, I mean, I believe it was Pillow. The scoreboard's gone now, so I can't actually... Yeah, okay, all right. I'm looking at the stream right now. So it was Pillow with a hat trick, and he just came out in Game 5 and absolutely, took control of the situation. And those are the kinds of players that you want on your franchise, that when the pressure is there, when you get in that clutch moment and you need someone to make a play, it's going to be him. So, yeah, great job for Omaha. I'm sure Nate's going to be very happy. You can tell because he's going to tell you in the chat, in the Twitch chat, I'm sure, as well. Probably in the Discord, too. But, yeah, congratulations to them, and we have a 4th series for you coming up as well.
Yes, the Flyers and the Rhythm will be up next. We'll see Dicey clashing with would have been nice if it was Prussia, but Prussia not playing this season. I believe it's that. I believe it was switched, if I'm not mistaken. As Dicey put his,
yes,
they got their stuff in roster submission, so after a very short break, we will take you guys to see Rochester play St. Cloud in our last Challenger matchup of the night.
hot.
Welcome back to Midwest Championship Series. We do have one more challenger game for you, and it is Rochester versus St. Cloud Flyers. And of course, this is a rivalry. I mean, this has been a
Oh.
traditional match, the El Clasico of MCS, you could say.
Yeah, I mean, both these GMs, Dicey and Prussia, the best, GMs we've seen here, and could be in the form of one, is Ben Storm, as he is newer in terms of, those two GMs, in terms of how long they've been in the league. But looks like the players are ready to go. We're behind. We've had like a game 4 overtime and a game 5 and a delayed start. So we are going to head right into game number 1. It's going to be Dicey, Pink, and Olvi versus 40, Rage, and Haz. And right off the bat, looks like Haz going to be able to get an air dribble here. Looks for the 50. Good save by Dicey. 40 can't get it around the corner. As Dicey now working his way through the corner. Pink is Cat. Do you have any clues as to what that car is?
I
It might
was
be
just
the
thinking that
Dynamo.
too.
I don't know.
I don't know, actually. They have so many cars that look like that.
Yes. I'm looking it up. I'm curious.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I'm curious too. Or even like Musamane, but that's an older one. But I do like the pink theme. Takes a real man to wear pink, I saw a few of those shirts back in the day. But either way, they haven't scored just yet. Actually, St. Cloud will be the first to score. Courtesy of Rage, 53 seconds into game 1. And a great pass from Haz over the middle to get over to Rage as well.
I mean, that placement just so well done on the side of the Flyers. And this team looked incredibly well from the get-go of this season. While on, the other side, Rochester.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's an open net.
Oh,
Rage gonna
what?
get it. I mean, a minute gone.
did you see that rotation, Wolf?
They left for
Dicey
core
left
boost.
for Olvi, and then he went for boost.
And then it's wide open. Big blunder to start off game number 1 for the Rhythm as they trail by 2. But their last 2, results, I can't tell you. They Inferno and the Steelhawks are on the sheet, unfortunately, because this match originally was supposed to be off stream, I believe. But the Rhythm, they get one back, some good physicality even after the play, as they get back within 1, just 10 seconds pretty much after that previous goal.
Yeah, I don't think that will be repeated. I think they realize that goal, that cannot happen in this kind of game, where, especially against St. Cloud, they're rivals per se. You don't want to be giving that up because, you could be getting some flack for it later in the Discord chat. But that pass from Pink and that bump as well was really good, and I'm glad they capitalized on it. Of course, Pink now to get it over to Dicey in the corner now. We'll see what he can do. Demo coming through. Over to Olvi. One touch to himself off the backboard, but can't get there in time. Rage will clear. 40, he's been such a powerhouse as well. One land a couple seasons ago, actually with Ari and Forza. One rising star, now going up to Challenger. Dicey, pass to the middle. Rage does have a touch, though. He's really impressed me in recent events as well. And for St. Cloud, they're able to clear here.
There was some transition point from when he was playing on Rising Star in Minneapolis to now, where he got a lot better really quickly, and it's kind of terrifying. As his value, was around the same, but when you get that good so quickly, it's going to be better for yourself and your teammates. As Pink now, flip reset's going to be denied. As Olvi, by the way, 4th pick overall in Challenger in the draft. So, we're looking at, a rookie over the likes of Gatman, over the likes of Dorka, Slow, Ao Stein, Big Randy, who we saw earlier, playing really well. Gonna have to see if it's gonna be enough, as 40 was their team's first overall pick and has, by the way, all the way down at believe 38, yeah, and Rage at 27. So, I mean, a lot of these picks are just absolute steals for these teams. But right now, Rhythm trail by 1. And you know a team with Dicey is going to have some pretty good defense, as that one's going to be wide open, though. Dicey into the back of the net. He turned to grab something. I thought he was going to show us something on camera. Hot take, Wubik and Cole are super smelly. All right, thank you for your input, Dicey. As it's all tied up at 2 apiece. The Jigglypuff profile picture prevails, and it's all of a sudden a tie game.
Yeah, you mentioned Dicey's defense. Unfortunately for St. Cloud, they didn't have Dicey on defense when they conceded that goal. And now their lead is gone. A great save from Dicey again. Pink up for that one. Does get one touchdown field. Quick turn from Haz, though, to send it back in. But no one from St. Cloud is able to follow up on it. Ovai is in the goal by his lonesome. That will go way over to the corner, courtesy of Haz. Back to, I didn't quite see who it was on the St. Cloud Flyers. Back to Rage, though. Picks up the boost and the ball. Gets 2 touches. No, we'll just fake it past another. Has to take over. Back to Dicey now. And this game is a lot more back and forth. You know, the action, box to box, we could say. Just passing that minute mark. Another demo coming through. And Rochester trying to get that go-ahead goal.
For the Rhythm, I mean, they're starting to look better. They're getting physicality down, seeing bumps and demos. And Pink, a player for Rochester, currently in I guess, somewhat odd car as 40 with 38 seconds left. Huge backflip into the ball to redirect that one, as it's a pass from Haz. It's a 50 off of Pink. Just goes, unfortunately, right to where 40 was, where they happen to be. And that's enough for the Flyers to take the 1-goal lead here with 38 seconds left.
Yeah, Flyers will take the lead, and I feel like they've been playing just a little bit better than the Rochester Rhythm in this one so far. But of course, they have 30 seconds to prove me wrong. I mean, I am biased, but I have to be realistic as well. But back to the midfield now for Pink. Not much boost to work with on that one. Back to the midfield. As will take over, just gives it away to Pink. Air dribble coming through, up to the ceiling. Comes back down again. The bounce, he almost had the second touch. That might have been in. The drop down off the crossbar. Dicey to follow up, and it is once again a tie game.
Such a great play from Pink. Off of the ground, he bounces it up. Olvi beats Haz. Ground shot from Dicey is faster than Rage. And it's a tie game with 9 seconds left, as Pink, the 3rd round pick on this team, really didn't know where he was going to end up going. Has one of the biggest ceilings, most highest ceilings of any challenger player, and was doing quite well even in premier level combines. Gets drafted 3rd round challenger, and oh my goodness, that one was so close to going in at 0 seconds. But the Rhythm, they stay alive. And Tibbles, it's an open net, and they win the overtime. But man, what an ending sequence there for the Rhythm, or for the Fly, both sides, that whole game.
And that feels so bad as well when it's almost in. It's like an inch away from being all the way in the net, and it's just not quite all the way over the line. But 9 seconds in OT, they show why. It was pretty equal. It was pretty even in that first game. But for the Flyers, I feel like they just eked out the Rhythm just a little bit there. And for me, the shining light was Dicey and Pink. Dicey had, you talked about his defense before. Dicey had 5 saves in that one, and I'm sure they were all important
700
based on the number of shots from the Flyers. And Pink as well, the can opener for the Rhythm. He gave them chances to get on goal. They did put it on goal, but that defense wasn't quite good enough. Dicey can't do it all himself.
Yeah. Pink says Pink left the match, rejoined, said he's in a new car. Gonna play in a real car now. That's what they told us. As I don't think that's a mentality for game 1, to come out in a weird car and then end up losing in overtime.
That's him, though. I can totally see him saying that. What are we doing? We don't have to do this anymore, guys.
We're waiting on Rage, who had left. I don't know if they were switching cars, what their deal was, but we do... Oh, they got kicked. It's because you're switching presets. I know how this works. You were switching presets while the game was loading in. Actually, I mean, he's got the same thing, so it probably just got kicked. Oh, wait, no, he's got black standard. We were looking at bubbles before, so there's a change there.
Changed the boost?
The boost change made him disconnect from the lobby. But game number 2, all starting in favor. Yeah.
I can vibe with that though, because a boost, if it's too thick, I feel so slow. If it's too long, I feel so slow. What's that one? It's like Neo-Thermal or something.
Yeah.
Super long. I cannot use it. I'm just absolutely super slow. He's not going to be super slow, though. Fast down the field on the traditional play. And 36 seconds in, he's again going to put Flyers in favor here.
It was a wide open net. Huge overcommit for the Flyers, or for the Rhythm, excuse me. Has a wide open net to work with. Caught up to it, shot it. The Flyers are up by 1 here with the 1 game advantage as well, as they did take game number 1. Pink now to the corner, gets bumped off of this one, as I was wondering what the quick chat was. If any player needed any assistance there, but Rage to the backboard. Pink has 1 to Olvi. It's going to be off the net. Follow up. Demo comes out as Dicey looks to control here. Takes a 50 in the corner. That's something that you can usually always rely on for Dicey. Has going to get another goal here. Is that 50 from Dicey? He just needs a little bit more help. Teammates getting bumped. Olvi getting demolished. And originally, 40 not actually with the best touch, but Has able to get around it in time. And the Flyers take a 2-goal lead.
Pink was taking the scenic route back to his goal on that play. Was definitely nowhere near enough to try and help out his teammates. Olvi, of course, like you said, getting demoed as well. That's not going to help out Dicey with the minimal boost that I saw he had in the corner. So not really a surprise to see them concede there, considering the circumstances. But Dicey seems to be forced backwards on this one. And ideally, for the success of Rhythm, I'd like to see him pushed up a little bit more, because for a lot of teams, well, he's the glue of the team. He kind of connects you together. He's really good at midfield as well. Maybe not the most mechanical, but that's what Pink is there for. And he's forced backwards so often that I'm not seeing that as much. That shot from Olvi saved away from by 40, excuse me, all the way downfield. Back to Dicey, though. Big flick. Follow up. Double commit on defense. They might have an angle here. Over the middle, blocked away by Rage. Again, the bump coming through, but it's still in the corner for the Flyers.
And being able to, team with Dicey and win with Dicey, I mean, one of the best part about his gameplay is he will always. I mean, of course he's got great defense, but wow, 40. How do you get a block there? But he's got really good possession of the ball. Again, like you said, he's not too mechanical, but he's able to, take a lot of 50s, and he puts himself in the best position possible as third man. Gets a lot of cleanup goals, just because of how well he positions. And right now, down by 2. Has now with a pinch. I think it actually goes off a little bit of Dicey's car. Olvi now in the corner, kind of just gives it away as Rage is waiting on the wall. To 40 with the redirect into the back of the net. What is that shot?
Oh no, it just all goes wrong. Olvi gives it away to Rage. What a pass as well. I'm sure, yeah, Pink's just changing his car. I know his tactics. Yeah, mid-game.
You can't do that, no?
After a goal, he will go. Yeah, I don't think he's allowed to do that.
I don't know if we have a rule for that yet, because it's never happened.
It's a very common occurrence. I'm not surprised. I knew it instantly as soon as I saw that that's what he does. So we can address that later, but yeah, that is his tactic. Needs to change his car. But I think more importantly, Rochester need to change their gameplay. Something is clearly not working. A 3-0 lead for the Flyers. Pink might have a chance here. Bumped away is Olvi. No boost as well. So 40 will have a free look at it.
Yep, and 40 now with another touch towards net. Huge clear. Going to be denied, though, by Has as Olvi. Going to work this one out of the corner. As this one's going to work its way into the Flyers corner. Has staying behind this one. Really good control from him as Pink and Dicey collide. But it's to Rage, maybe back down to Has, no boost to work with. Gonna pop this one just to be a little bit annoying there, as no boost. What a demo though from Pink, and it's gonna be a goal. A minute left. It's a great individual play. They follow through with that flip, carry the momentum to get the demo onto Rage.
What?
And it's in the back of the... Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
He got the flick past one,
And then demoed him.
one, and then bumped the other player on the follow-up. Barely bumped him, but he bumped him just far enough away that it just rolled in the net. That's the problem with Pink. You have those kinds of plays, but then he'll just switch car mid-game, or not come back on defense, and that's the difficulty, right? When he has that kind of skill but doesn't quite play for the team at times. That's what I'm looking for from Rochester here, because they're definitely still in the series.
And just mentioned, his ceiling is so high. It's just a matter of he can stay in the game and not do anything against the rules. I don't know. But 20 seconds left. They are still down by 2, and it might be an open net, but that's not a favorable bounce for them, as Haz can't really get around it. Rage now towards net.
Oh, no.
And the Flyers will go up 2-0 with 15 seconds left.
Yeah. That touch from Pink needs to come out. Ovi just completely caught flat-wheeled, and that shot goes over his head. That will confirm it. 15 seconds for a 3-goal lead, like you said. Probably not going to happen. They might get one for the road, though, in Rochester. St. Cloud on offense right now at the moment. I seen Ovi looking to swarm this one. Pink looking for that bump. Miss from one. Rage to the side. Maybe a chance for Ovi to get one on target. It is, but saved again by Rage. They don't want to give anything to Rochester. And going into match point, that's really what they're looking for. It's still up Pink. Wolf. You're Wolf. You're not
Yes.
Pink. I've been talking about Pink too much. I've just gotten used to saying his name and complaining about him. But Flyers, they will go 2-0 up in the series and are now on match point.
Yep. And the game 1, much closer, was an overtime. Huge goal, though, from the Rhythm at the end of that game 1 to get them into the overtime, but 9 seconds in, the Flyers score. It's no big deal. And then we've got a very weird game 2 where I don't know what's going on in chat, but Flyers up 2-0. The Rhythm, Rhythm down by 2, and this game much more comfortable for the Flyers in that game 2. And I mean, this is looking like a sweep, Tibbles, especially with relieving mid-game to change cars, stuff like that. I just don't know if Dicey can rally his team here. They are down by 2, and it's going to need to take a lot out of them, and I just don't know, with all the extra stuff going on in the background, if it's going to be enough. Well,
it's a great start for Rochester, so there's something.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm asking that.
Haz just misses the kickoff completely. They're laughing it off. I mean, fair. They give up. I mean, a goal is a goal. I mean, they've proven that they can, at least in that game 1, that they could stick close to the Rhythm. But now, Ovi flip reset. Gonna be denied by Haz. Demo from Dicey as he switched up from BDS decal to Vitality. He's a super French fan, apparently, but can't stick to one because the top of EU is constantly interchanging. No wonder why he switched back to Vitality.
It's Carmine. It's Carmine.
I agree. As of now, actually, it's Gentlemates. Never mind. Ovi drops down into the back of the net.
Thank you, Pink. Thank you.
I mean,
for passing the ball. Thank you. Wait, that wasn't. Never mind. Sorry. No, that was not Pink.
Pink's
Never mind.
assisted
I thought
there,
that was him. Yeah, I thought that was off the backboard.
Very poor touch from the Flyers on their backboard, and alongside that kickoff goal that you can't really do anything about, as it's a mechanical error. It's a 2-goal difference for the Rhythm now, and of course they need 1 goal to stay alive here, or they need 1 game to stay alive. As Haz now gets demoed off of that first touch, not able to control it. Rage. This one's gonna go down to 40. Really good catch. Gonna play this one low. Ground play. So solid. 40. There's a reason why he was drafted so high, in Challenger this season, and as well as somewhat last season. I think he was a 2nd rounder in that 16-17 area last season, as Dicey has an open net. The Rhythm up by 3 whole goals within the first minute 15.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm not quite sure what's going on with the Flyers, but there's a big team bump there. Rage was not back in time. But I do want to say that Haz's way of controlling the ball is so interesting and fun to watch for me. Like, he was in the air on one of those plays about a minute into this game, probably about 20 seconds ago. He used the very side of his car to get a controlling touch and try to follow up on it. And I've never seen that happen ever before. And I just love the way they play on the Flyers side. But this game has been all Rochester.
Yep.
Literally been all Rochester. Whether it's mistakes from St. Cloud or creation of the goals themselves, you know, it's not going well for them. And that's a great save from Pink off the crossbar, to be fair. But Rochester's still doing some defense here.
And Pink also dangerous with full boost, especially in the air. 12 boost to work with. Goes for the bump. Has can't get a touch on defense. I mean, has to worry about Pink as well. The amount of demos and chaos he's caused on the goal line, even when he's midair, is risky for the defense to deal with. And either way, the Rhythm, they were up 3 goals, now they're up 4. And there's still 3 minutes to play, Tibbles. Plenty of time for the Flyers to, you know, get back to being structured in this game. They just need to, you know, have a few goals to go their way, as this might be an opportunity for you. A lot of boost to work with. Pink, though, great touch off the backboard, and a really good touch from Olvi as well. Good solid defense from Rochester as we approach halfway through game number 3, as they look to take at least a game off of this Flyers team.
Rage up for this one. Maybe the second touch, but that's just bounced right to Dicey on the backboard. Now has a chance to get going on this one. Pass to the left. 40 off his own backboard. Second touch coming through. That is an artistic display of defense right there, but it might not matter. Ove to the middle. Dicey to continue on that one. Misses the touch, though. Chance for Haz now on the air dribble. And like I said, he is looking so good on the air dribble there. The fake on double defenders there. 3-goal lead now for St. Cloud. I'm sorry. No, for Rochester. I've been so confused. I expected this to be a sweep based on game 1 and game 2, Wolf. Like you said, I agree with you completely. And Rochester were kind of being dominated for a while there. So my apologies. It is 1-4. Rochester do have that 3-goal lead still. But we might be heading to South America possibly if this still goes in the way of Rochester.
I mean, they did concede 1. Dicey low boost. Olvi with a miss, but Pink's right there behind him. Pick that one up as 40 now with the shot bar down. Can they finish it? They do. It's such a big goal for them to execute on, and Rochester almost got out of it, but Rage is able to put that one away as Dicey had the initial save, but Rage follows it through, gets it into the back of the net. And now with a minute 50, the Flyers only down by 2 now. They've cut the lead in half from being down 0-4. As Rage now off of the ceiling. Pink's a bit awkward, but really good 50. Can't get that one quite on target. Really good 50 from Olvi as well. No boost. As this is where Flyers are dangerous, but 40 low boost. Has now coming in, gonna take a 50, gonna go all the way off the sidewall. And now Pink up for this one. Gonna drop that one down, maybe looking for 2. That flip reset, but all the way down the field is Haz. Dicey misses the ball. Shot off the mark. That's a huge opportunity for the Flyers. Could have been a 1-goal game with about a minute left. Could as well be off the post. It's just so chaotic, Tibbles, but the Flyers are getting closer and closer to scoring.
Yeah, that double demo coming through will probably help them. Shot for Rage was saved away immediately by Pink. And still a 2-goal lead for Rochester, but St. Cloud have been camping in their net, and this is probably the first opportunity for Rochester to really break out. And even then, Olvi's getting bumped away. Pink, though, up for the flip reset. He's really good at these. He's very consistent on that kind of mechanic. Sent back in the St. Cloud corner. Off the middle. Dicey there to meet it. Again with a 50, with 40, excuse me. Pink again with a shot. Rage downfield. But every second ticking down for St. Cloud means that, you know, this could be heading to a game 4 with Rochester barely hanging on.
Yep, they've got a 2-goal lead, 15 seconds left. And, I mean, St. Cloud had a good 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds of pressure. They arguably had plenty of shots that should have probably gone in if they were placed better. Their opportunities were there to get back into this game. And it's hard to ask for a 4-goal comeback, but it was definitely somewhat achievable if they were able to score on that huge offensive possession that they had just before a minute left to go. But the Rhythm, they are gifted a kickoff goal at the start of the game, and they take that momentum with 6 total demos as a team, 3 alone on Dicey's end. They look good. I mean, it's the first game they win. It looks like it kind of looks, I mean, looking back to game number 1, it's more so looking like that and not the game 2 that we saw from these two teams. But I mean, Rhythm seem like they're settled now heading into game number 4. Of course, the Rhythm have to win or else the Flyers will take it in 4, Tibbles. I think, I don't know what to think. I don't think you're going to get a free kickoff goal at the beginning of the game, but Rochester, are they locked in now?
So
I don't know what's happening.
yeah, I don't know what Pink's going on about. I just ignore it most of the time. I feel like for that one, there's a transaction of complacency for both teams. So at first, Rochester go off, kind of catch St. Cloud off guard. They weren't expecting that kind of performance to come out, especially from Pink, who had 2 goals that game and 5 saves on defense. But then they kind of let St. Cloud back into that game a little bit. And then after they score 2 goals, have that deficit when that is a much scarier situation than a 4-0 or a 4-1 lead. They let St. Cloud back in, did clutch up with the saves, the defense on the back end of that game 3, and now lend themselves a game 4 and a goal courtesy of Olvi 7 seconds into game 4.
What is that pinch from Olvi? Doesn't it sparks from the ground, but gets airtime as well over Rage. And it's a really good goal to start off if you're Rochester. Now this one going to the backboard. Olvi sets up Pink. Does get a much needed touch though. 50 to keep it in. Pink grabs the boost as well. Follows it up. Does not have another touch, but St. Cloud's awkward. Dicey off the backboard. Olvi can't get it on target. This one will go all the way to the corner, where Haz will be waiting off of the ceiling. Gets one down to 40, but Pink is there to deny as well as Olvi, as they have an open possession here. Pink now takes the 50. Has great catch to the corner. Does end up losing possession in the end of it, but really good composure from the Rhythm. But 40 might have an opportunity here, but Pink races all the way back to make a stop on the play. Pink's really stepped up for Rochester. I mean, there was a possession there where he was the only one on offense, and he made it almost all the way through the defense. And to have a player like that on the pitch, it's so difficult to play around. That's a really good pass as Olvi last back. And a backflip into this one, loses it to Rage. Now Dicey will take it away in the corner.
I mean, Pink did give it away on that play. Tried the passing play, kind of forced the pass, and did give it away. To his credit, did, like you said, did get back for the save, but you did give the ball away in the first place, and you need to kind of cut those mistakes down, because St. Cloud is a team that, so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those mistakes, but they will at some point. And if you struggle to score goals, that will be the bane of your existence, though. Still game 4, 1 minute 45 seconds into this one. Missed from Rage, Pink downfield. No boost, though. Kind of awkward for him to do anything with that with no boost as well. He's an aerial player who likes controlling the ball up in that stratosphere. 40 downfield to the side wall. Get another 50. Double commit coming through. Olvi, the last one back. Has to hook around and get that 50. He does. Back to Pink. Flips for the boost. Gets it to the middle as well. Just trying to get it out. What a dangerous play as well, but it somehow works out.
I mean, it's great for Pink to be there at the end of the possession of the Flyers, but decides to take it across the net. 50's the ball. Not in the way of where the team's going, so a great pass there, but the shot not really threatening at all. Is this one over to the right side, or the left side, excuse me. Depends on how you look at it, where you are on the pitch.
Yeah.
Pink now. Flip reset. Makes Haz go back. Only 9 boosts to work with. Dicey to the backboard. 40 up to cover it. Olvi now to turn. Pops this one high. Double commit from the Flyers, but 40 in the corner there puts it central. Dicey now with a block. And Rochester up by 1 here, and they get it over Rage. Might have some offense here, and this game is dangerous as Pink's going for the bump. The Rhythm, I mean, if they escape this game, are going to 5.
I love the aggression from Pink as well. And to be fair, you kind of have to have that aggression when you're down in the series. You know, St. Cloud has been on match point for the last 2 games, ever since Game 2 ended. So you have to have that kind of aggression, and I like to see it. He's either getting physical plays for his teammates, or the bump as well, or the shot to even score on the solo play as well. That was a close one for Rochester.
Wow.
Opens all the way back. Olvi might just be able to get back in time. Barely not. And St. Cloud will get one back.
And Rhythm had the right idea. Pink going forward after Dicey took possession, but Dicey expecting a challenge. He flips his car, and then once the enemy in Rage had challenged the ball, he was in a weak position for his car to take a 50, and it goes right into their nets. So it's a tie game, as it might be an open net if they're quick enough about it. 40 to cover it. 40 does flip immediately, wins the 50 though to the backboard. Can't reach it, nor can Pink, as Rage is gonna leave it. Olvi now to control, gets it over 1. 40, now with the best touch! And Pink is going to score and give Rochester the lead once again, and he great passes the enemy team.
This man is on another level. He's just kind of crazy.
He's the calm.
And you get the complete package as well. You get the toxicity in chat and the mechanics as well. But honestly, when you need a player to score, you're probably going to want Pink at the front of that line to score for your team. So, you know, he's doing his job here. He's getting the goals and pouncing on that opportunity that was pretty much afforded to him by St. Cloud. And now 50 seconds for St. Cloud to try and get back into this one. Might start with Rage up on this.
What a bump
coming through on the air dribble, but Dicey to clear.
And I mean, they had the bump play set up. Dicey a bit high though. They had the play set up, but Flyers player goes missing there. And it's another double commit. Into the corner it'll go. 30 seconds left, 40 off the ceiling. Pink to cover. 25 seconds to work with. Has now. With the first touch, does get a 50. A bit scary there. Dicey off the corner. Here comes Pink, but Rage with a good 50 win. Olvi to keep it in. Pink is so fast here. Almost takes the corner boost as well. Zero boost just being so annoying on the ball. As 5 seconds is left, all they gotta do is win a 50 maybe and drop it, and they've got the game in their favor, but has had an opportunity. Rage can't keep it up. The Rochester Rhythm, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but they've taken us to game number 5, Tibbles.
And might have had an opportunity there, but he was just not quite the angle that he needed to try and get an avenue to shoot that ball onto the net and have an angle at the ball, or at the goal, excuse me. 40 possible card change, maybe seriousing up. I don't think that's a word, but I'm gonna roll with it. Into game 5, like you said, I didn't think that we would find ourselves in this situation either. But hey, you know what? We're here. We've had a lot of game 5s tonight. We've had at least one other game 5. So might as well just roll with it and try to get that Rochester win.
And I mean, you're here regardless. Game
Right.
5, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. The series could have been done over 15 minutes ago, but it's not. And we will head into a game number 5. I want to say against all odds. It felt like all odds, but really on paper, it didn't really seem like all odds. I thought that this would be
In the way
a
they're
pretty
playing,
close
yeah.
series. And even in that game 1. So heading into game number 5, mistakes are indeed crucial. And Pink talking to the team post-game, trying to get in their heads and see if they can propel his team to a better opportunity. As Dicey shot opportunity, don't know if he was looking to go back to Pink there, if that was on purpose or not, but good catch from the wall. 66 boost to work with. 50 goes back to Pink, puts it high, goes down, a bit awkward, just goes for the bump. Olvi shot denied by 2. Pink goes bumping as well. Dicey gets behind the ball, puts it top right area, but 40 now is gifted a free ball. No boost though. Huge win though for 40, as he's got no boost to work with. Double jumps for the demo with 0 boost there. A bit risky of a play, and it might lead to a counterattack. Bottom right, and it bounces upward, and Dicey has to try to make a touch, as that bounce did not favor the Rhythm whatsoever.
Rochester have been the musty from
Is
Pink.
that Joyo?
The follow-up from Olvi. He is the player. I said it time and time again. He has some issues with the toxicity, but you know what? Look at that play. The musty coming out. The follow-up as well. Rochester are back in it.
And what a great play. Gets the flip reset, and then once you get your reset, before you land on all 4 wheels, you get to use it whenever you want. There's no time. Until you touch the ground, until you land on all 4 wheels on a surface, you can use that flip. And you just have no clue. As a defender, it's so hard to deal with Rage with a huge double touch. What a response from the St. Cloud Flyers, as this is not an easy angle at all.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. And those are the kind of shots that, you know, when I last saw Rage play a lot, maybe he wouldn't have hit that. But today, this version of Rage, you know, the modern version of Rage 2.0 has been absolutely killing it. Killed that shot as well. Got it through. Dicey trying to weave his way through the avenue. The maze of defenders for St. Cloud there. Back to Olvi. In the corner, will turn around on it. Pink will steal it away. Back to 40, though, off the ceiling. What can he do? It's saved away by Pink once again.
This one going out to Haz, who takes a 50, goes right into Pink, who pushes up towards the corner. Gets one touch. And another one, but Olvi over on the left side loses the 50, or gets beat to the ball pretty much. Dicey with the 50, has low boost, couple wall dashes, but Pink is somehow there still. Another 50, and we put it in our own net. Has puts it in his own net, and it's funny and all, but it's game 5, and that's just giving them the lead.
I'm speechless.
I'm not expecting that. Huge blunder, though.
All right. Yeah,
But-
you got to move on from that.
Yeah.
You got to put it behind you. It happens. It might happen again with Dicey there trying to get one through. A goal for Rochester, that is. Back in the midfield for Olvi. We'll go past him for Rage. But yeah, St. Cloud, you're going to have to recover quickly from that one. And
Good
I know
pass.
the feeling of own goaling. It is not a good one, but the awe-inspiring joy of scoring that one back for 40. And again, it's a tied game.
Oh, that's so close. Pretty well played there from Pink off the wall. I mean, covered majority of the ball, but I think it was just a 50 that bounced off of his car. Didn't get enough power on it to make a difference there. So difficult to defend from that position as well when you don't have somebody already out there. But, I mean, own goal, guess it doesn't matter. I mean, it would have been a 1-goal lead. This ball's so dangerous. In front of the rhythm net, Pink, huge touch as Dicey kind of just has one touch. Pink now towards the air. Rage now to the backboard. Olvi covers it. And now 40 just has one. Conserves that boost. Had 48 to work with. Hangs on to all of it, as he just wants to conserve his boost, put on a lot of pressure as here he comes. Uses that boost that he had previously at Rage off of the wall. Has up for this one a bit late. Pink gonna be able to beat him out there. Dicey with the 50 win. Olvi's last back. Rage. Surprised we haven't seen many demos here, but the ball carry off of the crossbar, it somehow goes out. Back to 40, and the Flyers get through with 90 seconds left. How was that a save? Olvi, though, just gets a touch out, but no one there to follow it, and just goes just around Pink. And the Flyers just barely get away with that goal. But what a defensive stand for the time being for Rochester before the goal ended up happening, because that's one of the best saves and blocks I've ever seen. I don't know how that happened, but Pink has his flip. Great patience, though, from Haz on the goal line. Had low boost, but does get gifted the corner boost as 5 wall dashes will be pulled out here. Olvi to the ground, takes a 50 to the corner, gets a bump onto Rage. Pink goes missing. Dicey, maybe a shot chance. Gonna be denied by Haz. And is gonna control this ball. Flick over, maybe Olvi, but a minute left. And Rochester, the last space you want to see them in is on defense, as Haz and 40 both double commit all the way back to Pink, who's got 100 boost. And this is where things can get dangerous, as here come the bumps. Pink now central, but no one's there. I don't even know how he gets it there in the first place, but just so consistent and so talented as well, as gets another great touch into the corner. 30 seconds remain. Rage now has one. Loses the 50 though. Double commit from 40. Can Olvi beat him here? It's down to Dicey. Back pass to Olvi. To the backboard it goes. Rage. He's got boost to work with, but it is around him. Dicey and Pink both in the same area there. 10 seconds left. They don't have ball possession. Olvi gets demoed. And with 5 seconds remaining, they've got to go the full length of the pitch, Tibbles.
Yeah, 0 seconds on the clock. They will have to get this one back. Will touch the ground, and yeah, GG's in the end, but Rochester could not pull it out. And I mean, I don't know. Pink just looked crazy. Did you see that one like aerial play where he just like
Yes.
flip reset, kind of did like a what is that called? Like a roly poly in the air, kind of flicked it up and then
It's
try to
almost
get
like-
it passed to the middle,
I don't
and
know if
nobody
it's
was there.
Mac Tough. There's too many terms. Freestyling, but
Yeah, like I'm dizzy right now just watching him play, and you know, a player like that is a good asset to have on your
does
team.
Rochester win the
Today,
series
he's
if
working
we
out.
see him in the Fennec in, game
If
one?
he takes it seriously, why are
Exactly.
you starting game one with a car that you don't even like playing in? Like, why is that your go-to? You got to take this seriously, and unfortunately for such a talent of a player, game 5, at the end of that, you could see him taking that seriously, and that is the potential that he has when he does take the game seriously. So, unfortunate, but the Flyers, I mean, they deserved it in the end. They pulled it out in the end in game 5 as well, and, all congratulations to them.
Yeah, Rochester, they fight back, but in the end, fortunately, come up short by 1 goal. But was a great effort after going down 2-0, and that will do it for Challenger Week 3. Of course, tomorrow, myself and Tibbles here to cast the brutal gauntlet of the last 2 matches as well as the first one. But I mean, shout out to Ari for casting that series as well. It's been a pleasure, of course. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central, as Premiere will take place. Starting the Des Moines Derecho playing at do I even know what I'm playing? It's the 3rd matchup of the night.
You?
Actually, I don't know if I do, but
Okay.
I mean, go to Rachel anyways. Like, gotta support my franchise, gotta rep the logo. But
Yeah. Go
any
support.
last words, Mr. Tibbles?
No. I've talked too much today.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
I'm in the exact same boat. All right.
Yeah.
We are going to be ending here soon. We'll see you guys tomorrow for premiere gameplay at 3 p.m. Central Time. See you guys then if you're there.
get far, it's good, it's gotta get worse. And sometimes it's gonna hurt.